go. Hope you've had fun listening to Skippy out there. Better go there. Oh, what happened, Dave? You just called up all the wallabies around my place. There'll be wallaby beef from arsehole to breakfast tomorrow. Oh, sorry, Dave.
Oh, I watched the latest video of those Aussies doing that rebuilding that Grant tank.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet. No spoilers.
No, I'm not going to spot, but there's just one point where I nearly pissed myself laughing. And he just said, "Oh, she'll be right, mate." That cute, yeah, definitely watching Australians at work here. Yeah, she'll be right, mate.
She'll be right, mate. Okay.
Oh dear, because I saw that and I thought, oh Christ, I'm so out of date. I'll just watch the latest one,
Mm.
And I did skip through it a bit because they what they were doing, they were showing it in excruciating detail. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I've seen one. I don't need to see the others. But yeah, if it's just that comment, I thought, yeah, good on you.
No, I like the rebuilding and restoration they do.
So do I, because you get a better understanding of just how chunky these things are, and how heavy everything is, and how thick everything is, and how old everything is, and it doesn't want to move. Needs a lot of persuasion.
And especially the restoration of the damaged ones when they're trying to get it straight because it's been damaged from the war.
There was a mob over here. I don't know whether they're still going. I'm trying to think of which collection it was. They're based on the Isle of Wight, and they were finding the same tanks, but like they'd got a decent front end of one. I think this was a Sherman in particular. The front end was okay and the back was knackered. And they'd got another one where the front end was knackered and the back was okay. And they literally chopped both of them in two, and they built this huge. And this is similar to how they actually built the tanks. They built this huge circular framework, so you could put the two halves in it and join them together, and they were held in the frame. And then you spanned the frame as you welded the tank. And I thought that's bloody clever, but that's how they used to build the tanks. I think they still use similar processes now. Rather than you having to lie underneath and try and weld it, you just turn the tank over.
I'm just sharing what Blue posted over in Fairsack. Where is it? Do I have to... How do I get to... I have to minimise that to do that. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm showing them out there. What's Blue's comment? I've got to, yeah. I have to stop. No, I don't know. Go back over here. Where am I? I'm lost. What?
Hagerstown.
Maryland Airport seems to be a parking issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems to be a bit of a problem there.
I was a bit worried it was aircraft porn.
Whoa, Timbo, where are you?
That's the female pilot parking lot.
Timbo, are you over there or not here? Mute yourself over in Discord, Timbo.
Because I saw that and thought, oh, hello, they've had one of those storms pass through. And then you look at it again and go, oh, no, it's just a glitch.
Timbo, you got to mute yourself over in Discord.
But I've seen photos of when storms have gone through airports and all the little light aircraft and little Cessnas are on the back and one's parked on top of another. And
yeah, that's a Google Earth problem.
Yeah.
You see it once in a while.
Timbo, you said, oh, I thought that was aircraft porn. I don't think that's actually one of my subreddits. I do follow a subreddit that's called tank porn.
Yeah, I could imagine you do.
And it's just, yes, you've guessed it, tanks.
Tanks with big barrels, right?
Big long barrels.
Oh yeah, some of them are. Yeah. Very, very impressive front ends. Yeah. Oh, what's that one? Oh yeah, warplane porn.
Oh, I better show the peanuts what we were talking about.
Did you not show him? I thought you were sharing it with him.
Yeah, I thought I was too for a minute. And I went, oh, sorry about that, peanuts. We're having a conversation all to ourselves, though. Really forgetting all about you.
Oh, just had a look. Warship porn, warplanes snuff porn, warplane porn, tank porn. And none of them have got girls in them.
Oh, that's a shame. I've got a
That's a different
scientist
Reddit account.
P something R something B.
What?
P something R something B.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
London.
he was a French person.
Oh, parlez-vous français, monsieur?
Je suis une rock star.
No. Parlez-vous anglais?
He actually landed himself in a bit of controversy after he let confirmation bias lead him to announce a discovery that he'd made.
Oh, you're
But
not that late.
when he was
Carl.
showing off his experiment to another scientist in a dark room, while he was doing the experiment, the other scientist secretly removed an essential part of his apparatus. And apparently he's still got the same results that he always got. So,
Oops.
yeah.
So you got the same results, yeah? What, you weren't using this?
thus confirming his confirmation bias and debunking his discovery.
Oops. Oh dear.
I shall post the clue out in the
in
the chat.
Carl Edwards has had a punt, has it?
Okay. So today's scientist was once a well-respected French physicist doing research at a time of fast-paced advances in the understanding of the nature of matter and radiation. He fell from grace, however, when confirmation bias led him to announce the discovery of a new form of radiation. His discovery was debunked when, during one of his experiments, another physicist secretly removed part of his apparatus. I wonder which part he took. You're going to have to explain that formula. It's on your thumbnail. Oh.
Am I?
Yeah, because there's no way I'm going to.
Maybe we could get someone else to explain it rather than me. See if anyone else knows what it means.
Okay. And the peanuts? You want a peanut?
I know what it means, but don't ask me to actually explain why it means that.
Yeah. What's the third derivative of position with respect to time?
Clive would know it. Where's Clive when you need him?
See, the first derivative of position with respect to time we call velocity. The second derivative of position with respect to time we call acceleration. And then after that, there's two more, actually. The third derivative of position with respect to time is known as this particular thing. What is it? Not momentum. Grumpy old gunt. Not momentum, not distance. No. Oh, I've got something in the
There's a
chat.
common word.
That's the one, Tim Turtle. Yes. Don't be one of those, right?
Right.
No, for those peanuts out there that are saying distance, no. It's the third derivative of distance with respect to time. So it can't be distance. That's the one, Blue. Yep. No one has the scientist yet either.
I haven't got a clue on that one.
Well, you have.
I'm
You've got a
making-
clue,
You
but
have
you
got
just
a
don't
clue.
know.
Well, sorry, I've got-
what the clue means.
I've got two clues.
I haven't got a
actually.
clue because I've literally
I've got a
posted,
couple of clues.
I've literally posted the clue out there.
You've got,
Oh, you
two,
have
I've
got a
got two
clue.
clues because I've
Yeah.
got the
Yeah.
I got the letters and I got the clue on the thing.
You need another clue.
I've worked out it's a French physicist.
It is.
That's as
It
far
is a
as I
French
got.
physicist, yeah.
And he's
You
looking
know
for
that because he told you that.
His first name starts with P, and it's not Pierre.
Yeah, I'm thinking Pierre didn't fit, so I was thinking Philippe, but I don't
Not
think that
Philippe,
fits either.
no. It's definitely not Philippe.
Is he still looking for his piece of apparatus?
This would be a word that Captain Spock would be well familiar with. That's the one, Carl Edwards. Yeah. But of course, Carl cheated. You're not a very good cheat, Carl, if you admit that you cheat.
He cheated honestly.
Fascinating.
Big Blue says, or a bev in relation to what the equation means. Yeah, Carl Edwards obviously knows who it is. He's giving news out there. Well, it's good that you can look it up. Good that you can look it up, Carl. I didn't give away too many clues to make it easy to look up this time. I made it a bit more difficult to look up.
Oh, okay. I know who it is now.
What?
I'll put it in the chat now.
Yes, Nerd Alert's got the equation right out there. The rate at which a subject's acceleration changes is known as a jerk. So the little image is literally saying, don't be a jerk.
So it's not spelt B-E-F. B-E-V.
No. But BEV is a synonym of jerk.
You're saying somebody's guessed it out there already? I've been looking to see who.
The equation, yes.
Oh, the equation, not the name.
Yeah, not the name.
Oh,
not
okay.
the other than Carl, who cheated.
After that comes snap or some silly thing.
Yeah.
I've forgotten all that stuff.
Yeah. It's not used very much, to be honest.
That's not.
Jerk, snap. We're talking about weightlifting? Okay. who else have I got out? I got a bit of wits to debunk. Just skimmed through his video. 16 emergency landings debunks flat Earth. Oh, debunks globe Earth, sorry. Yeah. We'll just skim through this.
Yes, Timbo Turtle was right. This fellow was actually the one responsible for the N-ray debacle. He announced that he discovered N-rays, only to set up an experiment demonstrating his discovery of N-rays, only to have a Mr. Woods, a fellow physicist, come in and remove a metallic prism from his apparatus while he was showing his N-rays. And the removal of the metallic prism made no difference to his experiment, and yet apparently it was an essential part of his experiment.
Wow.
Yeah. And the sad thing is that when he announced his discovery of N-rays, other physicists, there were quite a few other physicists that actually confirmed his discovery.
Oh, and usually they do it to disprove it in a way.
And probably the reason for that was because it was a bit like Isaac Newton. I mean, Isaac Newton was such a huge figure in the world of science that no one dared stand sort of against Isaac Newton. In fact, it was only upon the death of Isaac Newton that some large advances were made in physics, because no one dared to actually suggest that Isaac Newton could be wrong. This guy was a bit the same. He was actually quite a well-respected physicist. He'd done a lot of research in a lot of fields, and he'd won a lot of prizes, and he was high ranked in a university, the University of Nancy, in fact, and that's why they called them N-rays, after the University of Nancy. And so it's not surprising that other physicists, probably not as famous as him, confirmed his results, because they wanted to get on the bandwagon as well.
So Carl said, much like Brainsford Flush, take it away, and they same dribble pours out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Carl, you might as well post who it is.
We're waiting for
Dave Cannabis. Yeah, Dave Cannabis has got it. Who would name their kid Prosper Rene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich people.
No, this was his first two names. Prosper Rene Blondlot was his name.
Blimey. What a moniker.
Blondlot, yeah.
There we go. I'll just book my hotel for next week.
Oh, aren't you lucky? You're going on another working holiday.
Well, yeah, well, I
Oh, no, this is
suppose-
another one. This is the one you were going to do, yeah.
this is the one in Swansea. But I wanted him to confirm that it is Monday, Tuesday next week, because I don't want to go book a hotel room and bloody pay for it, although actually I haven't paid for it yet. And then he go, oh, no, it's been a change. So he's just emailed me and said, yeah, fine, Monday, Tuesday next week. I thought, right. sort me hotel out, so that's next week. Then the week after that, I shall have to book a hotel in Ipswich.
Well, Swansea, you hope it's nice weather.
Yeah, it's Wales. It's going to rain. but Swansea is it's not a pretty place.
Yeah.
It really, that whole stretch, because you go past there's a refinery or something on the coast that you drive past on the motorway, and it's like, oh god, this place looks bloody awful. It's not the prettiest part of Wales, let's put it that way. I won't be doing any sightseeing.
And if it's rainy and foggy and whatever, it'll be terrible.
Port Talbot, you drive past Port Talbot, and I think there's a works. It could be a steelworks or something. It's just like, yeah, let's just get past that. That's not pretty at all. So I think North Wales is a much prettier part of that little country.
That's South Wales.
Yes, that's Swansea, South Wales.
The new one, though.
No, we're in the new one.
No, I'm talking about the original one.
We're in the new South.
The South Wales.
We're in Wales.
Yeah, your South Wales. That's a slightly longer drive. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
And our Wales has got steelworks in it too.
I'm not surprised. I hadn't realised until when I went there the other week and sort of drove past and saw all this coming up on the left. I thought, oh, what the bloody hell's all that? Yeah, it looks a right state. Yeah.
Well, it's not as bad as it used to be. They've toned down the steelworks a lot nowadays. Not as bad.
Oh no, this is all still.
Every man and his dog used to work there years ago. Even I did. Well, we haven't got Lindsay, which I would have preferred than this, but well, hopefully we'll get. It's mythology. I'd rather it be.
It's not flat. Yeah, it's not flat Earth stuff.
Unless I can find an alternative, but I heard about this Whitset thing, and I thought, well, it's airplane stuff, flights and stuff, and I thought, oh, yeah, we'll get something out of this. I'll do skips through it where we can get to bits.
As long as it isn't electrostatic, whatever it is that he keeps coming out with.
Yeah, I thought this would be something a bit different.
Incoherent dielectric acceleration.
Oh well,
yeah,
it's from Whitset, so you know it's going to be incoherent.
Yeah, anything. You might as well just stop to forget the dielectric acceleration part. Just stop it incoherent.
Coherent, yep.
A little bit cool over there,
Exactly.
Blue, at the moment. 12 degrees Celsius. That's jumper
It's
weather.
warmer over here.
Did anyone listen to Tune's second debate thing today? I got bored and turned off, so did it get any better?
Which one was that?
I didn't catch that.
The one over on the other channel.
Oh, the
against
one with this Jesse and
Jesse, that's the
Killy
guy.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
There's nothing.
Oh, I've pretty much listened to the first one, and what a waste of bloody time that was. Oh, the universe is 2D, therefore the Earth is flat.
Yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately, he didn't say it quite as quickly as that.
But the universe isn't 2D.
Well, no, because he was saying he was going along the hologrammatic universe theory thing. Which is,
Oh.
yeah.
But
So
the holographic principle doesn't actually say that the universe is 2D.
no.
It just says that all the information is stored on a 2D surface at the boundary of the universe. That's all it says.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way: when the Flurf starts the discussion, we're spending 20 odd minutes talking about there's no right or wrong in a discussion. I can present something and it can be right even though it's wrong, and you think,
Oh, what?
you haven't got anything then, have you?
No.
And not once did he actually present. He said he had proof of a flat Earth, and his proof was that the universe is two-dimensional. Therefore, the Earth is flat.
In other words, he was begging, saying, I know I'm wrong, but can you please pretend that I'm right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what pretty much that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
And he's trying to
And you got-
argue that the flat earthers will come across if you give them a win and say, oh yes, you're right about this, and it's all like, you're either right or you're not.
And then he complained. He let MC Toon go first, and then said, "Oh, I wasn't expecting you to start like that." He should have said, "I weren't prepared for that."
Yeah, you should have said that, yeah.
And Toon said, "Well, why didn't you bloody tell me beforehand? I'd have stuck to the script if you sent it to me." Absolutely ridiculous. But no, I didn't realise there was another one. I hadn't had time to watch that this morning. Yet.
From the bit I saw, I don't think you missed anything. I just wondered if anybody else sat through it, because it was. I gave up after about 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, Negator and Toon versus Jesse / Killian. Yeah, no, I won't even know where they've done that one.
First thing is they pulled up this image and said, this proves a curve. and it was supposedly these telegraph lines across this lake. And I'm
Not
looking at
a
it,
train.
looks like a fake, the
Mhm.
particular shot, because there's shadows on the telegraph poles, but there's no shadows on the lake, and it's like there's something wrong here. So I might only pull that up just to investigate that one particular element.
Well,
but the rest of it was-
as Toon pointed out, Tim, you know, like he's saying that's not what we expect to see, but at the same time, when he's asked, well, what do you expect to see? Oh, I don't
can't
know.
answer it.
Yeah.
Well, how do you
I
know it's
don't know.
wrong?
Yeah.
And then you said, "Oh, I'm going to pull up in Google," and the guy's saying it's 18 miles, I assume it was, and he says, "Oh, I got 26,"
Yeah.
but well, obviously you're not doing it in the same spot. It's sort of like you can't even get that right.
What? You're using the globe model to get your distances, and you're quite happy with that. Yeah.
I get it. Hmm. It was just drawing on.
Anyway, what's Terry
No,
got
it's-
for
Oh,
us?
Reading some-
speaking of droning
We're
on.
ready? We're ready?
Yeah, speaking of droning
Yeah, we
on.
don't want to drone on too much. Let's go.
No, speaking of droning on.
Yeah, others can drone.
This one can.
Okay.
We don't
Now,
want to be
I'm
accused
going to be
of doing
prepared
it
to
on us.
pause this at any second.
Push the X button.
Because I know he's going to say something wrong very quickly.
Find it to be hilarious. Now,
Oh, that's quiet.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah,
Blimey.
How do you know? How do you know Witset's saying something wrong?
because he opened his
lips are
mouth.
moving.
Yeah,
Right.
he's talking.
Hmm.
Hopefully I can make that, if I make that louder, that'll make you guys louder. Where's Alan when I need
We
him?
won't say anything.
Can I make it? Just move these out of the road over there so I can get to your banana. I'll just see if I can make it louder.
we
over
will
here.
go and do some of this book right here. 16 emergency landings. First, we're going to play this video. So hopefully the sound and everything works. And yeah, let's check it out. This is a recent flight that happened. You know, you tell me what you think.
Well, there's music, but don't about it. Music. Get rid of music. Should I pause it already because they're using a flat Earth map with a flight path?
Yeah.
From where? New York to New Zealand via Fiji.
We just finished a podcast with Vika Draziv. So
Oh,
what's
no,
up
not
today,
him.
guys? I was asked to take a look at this emergency landing. Flights going from New York to Auckland, New Zealand, had to make an emergency stop in Fiji. So let's look at the article. There is an article here online. Let's take a look. So this is the headline. Air New Zealand flights from New York diverted to Fiji due to unusually strong winds. Air New Zealand's non-stop flight from New York to Auckland has been forced to make an unscheduled touchdown in Fiji in its first week of
Oh, there's
service.
space.
Flight NZ1
Yes, mate.
has been redirected to Naji International Airport, according to Flight Radar 24. The flight was due to depart New York's John F. Kennedy.
Of course, the beautiful thing about this is what happens in reality doesn't care about your religious belief that the earth cannot be special. So we must assume it's a tiny speck of dust that is a ball coalesced into a sphere over billions of years because of the all-creative,
Blah, blah,
all-present
blah,
force
blah,
that's been here since
blah,
the
blah,
beginning that
blah.
made
Blah,
all
blah,
things
blah,
that's
blah,
all
blah,
elusive
blah,
and
blah.
can't be proven, called gravity, that has a big G and a
Chant,
little
chant
g.
your mantra.
Or you could
Witset,
just
chant
say
your
God.
mantra.
Why don't you just say God? Because the earth can't be special
God?
and created and designed and
Which god? Great
Mm.
Cthulhu?
That when you fly the plane, you don't care about that, and whenever something happens and an emergency landing needs to take place, they don't care about that. So that's why we're gonna just get down to what's really going on. You feel me?
Right,
I got to get
okay.
me a robe too. Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
We're gonna
right.
have call-ins with the robes. So I'm talking about robe.
No, I don't
game.
wanna
You don't
feel
got to
you.
be a Mason to wear a robe, though.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Hello, Matt. Where's your late night?
Afternoon.
Report at 9:55 p.m.
I've got an
on
excuse.
Thursday,
Okay.
local time, but was delayed until 11:31 p.m. It's now due to arrive in Fiji around 7:30 a.m. on Saturday, local time, and it is expected to arrive in Auckland at
Oh, not this again.
a.m.
Jeez.
Why? What do you mean? Did you already see it?
No, it's just
Air
the
New
same old
Zealand
argument, though, isn't it?
Chief Operational Integrity and Safety Officer Dave Morgan.
What? That's spoiler alert, isn't it?
Well, you could.
Spoiler alert, derp.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like, oh yeah, we. I mean, any argument we've heard of before, but this one is just like, oh, I don't know how many times everybody's gone over this. It's ridiculous.
Due to unusually
Yeah,
strong
okay, we get
winds
the point.
on the globe, Earth, and also on the distance AE map. So here we are at the Great Circle Map website, where you type here the airports and you automatically get the shortest route on the globe. So here you have New York and the flight route according to
What didn't
the
stop at Los
globe
Angeles
model
on the way?
to Auckland and these islands here. This is Fiji right here. So let's switch
It's
to
Fiji,
this one.
yeah.
You see the flight path.
Yeah, how do we know it didn't divert to Los Angeles?
Yeah, but so far, so what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
From
exactly.
New York
Yeah, so far so
to
what?
Auckland.
I mean, all this is a great circle map. It's not a flight route map, is it? It's not. Those are probably not traditional flight routes. Because don't forget, no commercial flight company is going to put on flights where nobody's going to use the bloody thing, are they?
No.
You know, that doesn't make any business sense. You know,
Yeah,
so
like why fly from New York straight to there, unless you pick up passengers from Los Angeles or Hawaii or whatever.
yeah, exactly. I mean, for the company, that's probably pays better because they're going to pick up more passengers. So yeah, quite possibly they will. Yeah, but you can't just
And
make up
also
any
you
old
see
flight
the
route you bloody want
path
to.
Yeah.
from New York to Nandi, Fiji. So if this plane was flying right here, it says just a touchdown. So let's look at this one. So let's say the plane was right here. We don't know. It's about the same distance from here to Auckland and here to Fiji. It's about the same distance. But the article says about like a short stop and a touchdown. It doesn't really look like this airplane was flying on a spinning board. So let's take a quick look on the license map.
So he's building
It
his
doesn't
own.
look like it.
Look like it, because
He's building his own straw man, isn't he? Because
Yeah.
he's claiming that the
Yeah.
flight was a Great Circle route flight from there to New Zealand.
And he's saying it doesn't
Well,
look like a. Oh, sorry, Blue. Go ahead.
With no winds, it might be a great circle route. It would be. If you're
Yeah.
not taking any weather into consideration or any wind conditions into consideration, you would plot it, you would flight plan it as a great circle route. But we don't do that in practice. We take everything into account, including weather and winds and all of that stuff. If he had easterly winds along that great circle route, they would have diverted the damn airplane. They would have changed their flight plan to try to stay out of the worst of the winds. And they clearly say that it was unusual wind conditions that particular day. So you can't tell anything without the winds
Yeah.
law forecast. You can't tell a damn thing about what happened to this flight.
It's sort of a bit
Yeah.
disingenuous, isn't it, that they pick on this one particular flight, which is an unusual, not of the ordinary circumstances kind of flight, and say, oh, wow, I wonder why this is unusual.
Yeah.
Does he say they should be going somewhere else than Hawaii? Than Fiji?
No, they weren't supposed to go to Fiji. The flight doesn't go to Fiji. The flight goes
No,
to
no, I
Auckland.
meant that. Yeah, they're
But
diverted
they,
to Fiji.
They
What
made
I'm
a
saying
fuel
is-
stop. They made a fuel stop in Fiji because of the winds, unusual headwinds that day. They cut your ground speed down. That extends your flight time, and you'll run out of gas. That's about the bottom line to it.
Yeah, yeah.
And that happened to me on a
So what's the
flight
problem?
on a flight to Hong Kong, where we ended up stopping in Taiwan because we didn't have enough fuel. Made a fuel stop in Taiwan.
But isn't Fiji going to be the closer place anyway? That's what I don't understand. What's the problem?
Well, again, don't make the assumption that he was flying straight at Auckland. He may have been flying straight at Fiji to begin with to try to stay out of what they need to win the water.
Yeah, but I'm trying to work out what his problem is.
I've just googled on a website stuff.co.nz. So this is a New Zealand website, and this is a relatively new company, Air New Zealand. They've only started doing this route in the last month or so, and it was supposed to be a direct flight from JFK to Auckland. But because of the strong winds, they had to divert because they wouldn't have enough fuel. And to be honest, if you look at where they're flying, the nearest place to divert to, it's Fiji. Where else are they going to bloody go? They're over the middle of the Pacific. What are they supposed to do? Ditch the plane. Sorry, guys, we're running out of fuel. We could go to Fiji, but we're going to carry on straight ahead until we run out. Please assume crash positions. You head between your own legs, Victor.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think the passengers would have liked to have to get out and push.
No, exactly. So what were they supposed to do? They're supposed to be going to Auckland. They've got strong headwinds such that they ain't got enough fuel to get there, but they have got enough fuel. And this was planned as a, because they do tend to plan these things. If this thing happens, we're going to Fiji.
Are you suggesting that you and Blue are you really both suggesting that having enough fuel to get to where you get to is kind of important? So what you suggesting?
Even I have to worry about that if I'm going to Swansea and think, hang on, I need to fill the bloody car up because I'm not filling up on the motorway.
Can't you do what you do with cars and the computer switches off a few cylinders to save fuel?
No.
Red herring anyway. They don't run on jet fuel, do they?
Oh, it's air, isn't it? I forgot about
that. No, they run
on
compressed air. But then what do the compressors run on?
Compressed air.
More compressed air.
It's compressed air all the way down.
Yeah, if you could design a compressor that runs on compressed air, you're a billionaire, my friend.
Have you heard of perpetual motion?
I've heard of it.
There's lots of marbles doing one of those little marble runs, and then they go backwards and forwards, and that creates the energy to get the compressor working. Obviously,
I mean this entire argument is just bollocks from the start. Yeah, and like Timbo said, what's
the issue here? Yeah.
They're not doing anything we wouldn't expect them to do.
Well, these nitwits try to make it out like it's a real simple thing, and it's not. It's a very complicated thing. Yeah. I guarantee you that when the wheels left the runway at JFK, that flight crew knew they were landing in Fiji. They already knew that. They had the winds aloft forecast, and those things are pretty damned accurate.
I'll just quote the article here. The Air New Zealand's Chief Operating Officer Alex Marin said all 180 passengers had been told of the stopover before departure from JFK.
No shit. Thank you.
Oh, there you go.
Our priority is getting customers to where they need to go safely. It'll mean a short stop at Nadi, presumably in Fiji, to refuel and swap over crew, which means NZ1 will arrive in Auckland around 5 hours later than expected. So they knew there were strong winds there already, and they planned for it.
Of course, that's what flight planning is all about. We're not idiots.
Yep.
Even if you're flying Dad's Cessna 172, you don't take off hoping that you've got enough fucking fuel to get where you're going.
Have we got enough fuel? Let's find out.
Yeah, let's just try it. We'll
give it a go. We'll give it a go. We might have to ditch, but hey, well, don't worry about it. It's all right. It's fine.
Yeah. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
Well, if you're flying over land, you just land.
We got a 90% chance of making this 50% of the time.
If you're flying over land, you just land at the nearest petrol station, don't you?
Yeah.
These things are not haphazardly done. They are not haphazardly done.
Drive into the Bowser, go ding over the little thing, and the people come out and put your fuel in, and away you go.
Take off again.
Every airline's got teams of people that do nothing but study the weather conditions and do the flight planning and look and specifically look for these conditions where you're almost at the extent of your fuel range. And now you've got to start really paying close attention to the weather and what's going on. You don't have to have, it's not a matter of having enough fuel to make it to your destination. You've got to have that plus enough fuel to try an approach. And if you can't make it, you've got to be able to make it to an alternate airport and still have fuel left. It's not it's not as simple as these shitheads want to make it out to be.
As if airliners land with no fuel left whatsoever, so they touch down and they've just run out of fuel. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
No, and unless something's gone wrong, you've got a lot of fuel left in the tanks. Unless you've diverted to an alternate, you've got a lot of fuel left in your tanks when you get on the ground.
Right.
You better have, or you're going to be talking to somebody.
That's why those things tow them around the airport, because when they land, they go cough, splutter, they're out of fuel. We have to tow it in now.
How it makes sense on a flat Earth. So here we have the
how it makes sense on a flat Earth.
Nothing makes sense on a flat Earth. What are you on about?
Here we have.
It's about the same. So what's the deal?
New York.
Well, it went across Canada.
Auckland's right here. Auckland. And Fiji.
No, it went
Fiji
past
right
Hawaii.
If you look at the article,
what the hell are they doing going over Canada?
Down,
I don't know.
so stop.
What did they go over Canada
It
for?
looks more like
Well, I don't know, the Canadians would have liked that.
flying. It doesn't look like
Interesting.
On a spinning ball Earth.
This is just a total coincidence. You would actually, instead of continuing about the same distance, you would cut over. Right? You would just turn and cut over. So, I mean, the flat Earth has you just going right over there, but yeah, you would just cut over in the middle of the ocean.
What do you mean cut over? What are you talking about?
And with
Take
two
the longer
different
route for some reason.
flight routes. It pretty much looks like they were flying on a flat, non-rotating Earth. The flight was they had problems around this region, and they had to
so that's why
down
they stopped at Fiji.
here, make a short stop, Fiji Island, and then proceed to Auckland, New Zealand. But no way it looks like this flight flying over spinning ball. As you can see here, if this flight was here, it was
Makes sense
thousands
now,
of
doesn't it?
miles to go to Fiji.
No.
Out to this one here. But if you look at the flat Earth map, looking at the flat Earth map here from New York to New Zealand, it makes much sense. You can understand why this emergency landing, why they made this emergency stop in Fiji. And according to the article, a touchdown, a quick stop, it had to be on a flat Earth, of course, never on a spinning ball. So I think this is one more of the flights we should add to the list.
All right, there we go. I heard that. Sorry about the volume thing.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know, watch him flapping his arms around.
To me, it's a situation as if you were presenting this to someone who was sitting on the fence between flat Earth and a globe Earth. They'd say, "How does this prove one way or the other?" The routes are relatively simple. It's not like they're both possible on both directions. So it's just such a weak. Why even bother bringing it up?
Well, they like to cherry pick these flights, right? Well, I'd like to get them to explain why. I mean, I've flown many a time between Sydney and Johannesburg, right? And occasionally you get diverted a little bit south because of bad weather. Why, if you plot that flight on an AE map in a direct line, why do you see fecking icebergs floating in the sea?
Yeah. And I've just gone to that website that he used, Great Circle Map. Now, it's interesting that he had it showing it as a sphere. I've just opened it up and put in the same route, and it's a Mercator projection as standard. And it clearly shows the route, comes from New York, it angles down across the US. I think just grazes the tip of Baja and then heads out across the Pacific. Now, if it's shown that and then said, "Oh, look on our flat map, it goes over Canada." Well, what utter bollocks! It goes if it was going over Canada, it'd leave New York and it'd be heading sort of northwest. Well, why would you be heading northwest if you're going down to New Zealand?
Who's gonna be brave enough to ring the airline and say, "Did you? By the way, in that flight, did it fly over Canada?" You're gonna hear laughter in the background, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, it flies right across the states in a roughly sort of southwest direction. You don't go anywhere near bloody Canada at all, because it's like, what are you going up there for? You know?
No, yeah.
It's interesting because I can't actually see where on this website you can change it into a sphere, because it's a Mercator projection, and that makes more sense. That just shows even more how wrong he is by saying, "Oh, look it, yeah, it's just a straight line across Canada." No.
Oh, Blue, I'm very glad to hear all your flight students survived. That's good news. Thanks for that.
Well, at least when they were around me, they did. So
Well, yeah, when they're with you, yeah. What happens after that is not your problem, right?
yeah, kind of insisted on it when I was in the plane with them.
Yeah, don't die while you're under my care, or me for that matter.
Farmer's top right-hand corner. It's sort of hidden, but it's a 3D globe.
Ah, yes, it was hidden by whatever that part of the Arctic Ocean is north of Norway, Russia. There we go.
Sorry, Blue.
Well,
Are you playing
what's disgusting about
Sorry, Blue.
What's disgusting about what you just heard is the way these assholes are trying to represent that as an emergency, when in fact, as Farmers pointed out, and I said before he even pointed it out, that flight crew knew that they were going to Fiji to begin with. It's not a damn emergency. It's a fuel stop, planned fuel stop, not an emergency.
And they were nice enough to inform the passengers as well. That's nice.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
A bit more.
Yeah, let's have some more derp.
Here's a globe on the right here.
Oh,
this is
God,
Buenos
no.
Aires, big city, and here's Cape Town, big travel spot. 4,276 miles on the globe. This is how a plane should fly, and it should take maybe 9 hours. If the plane's going 500 miles an hour, it should take less than 9 hours, but it doesn't. They go all the way up to the north.
Look, this dude says the globe is already factored into everything we do. I don't know if you're actually being serious. I kind of feel bad for you if you are. Objectively, the globe Earth is not factored in for anything that I just covered, and I would prefer you just be quiet and maybe try to learn something instead of filling the vibe in the chat.
Learn from you.
I misunderstood your
Yeah,
comment.
don't tell me how it really works. I'd rather be ignorant.
And then all the way back down. And it takes 29 hours. Okay? Because we're not right here. You have to go on the globe. You have to go all the way up here and then all the way back down.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense whatsoever. So if you wanted to go from Buenos Aires, major city, to Perth, major city, plenty of people want to fly. They can fill an airplane. No need to go pick up people in North America. This would be the fastest trail. But what's wrong with this trail? We could disturb the migrational path of the penguins. By flying an airplane at 45,000 feet over Antarctica where the penguins couldn't hear it or see it. Okay? So the shortest route would be, the next route would, you can go around either side of Antarctica, right? That way you won't disturb the penguins. Right. The emperor penguins, please. Okay? So, but the real route these planes take is this. They go from here, from
No, they don't.
Buenos Aires. They either stop at
Just ignore
the lie.
Yeah, I mean, you could go onto any of the flight booking services, and you can get direct flights. You know, and it doesn't take that route at all. It doesn't need to. Oh,
not direct, non-stop.
non-stop. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's the distinction these idiots don't know how to make.
Yeah, true.
Direct flight does not imply that it doesn't stop.
Yeah, true.
For flat Earth, their obsession with flat Earth. Just think about it and just ignore them like the losers that they are. Frankly, I mean, that's my opinion. So, I will happily debunk all of them in like 10 seconds, maybe in a moment. But
There's the
anyway,
flat
we're gonna
Earth
continue.
loser.
Miami or Houston.
You guys should pay attention, maybe.
Then they stop again in Los Angeles. Then they go to Sydney, and then they go to Perth. Or they go the other way to Europe, Singapore, and Perth. Takes like 26 hours for that flight. Why don't they just cut 3/4 of that distance off and cut across the bottom? NASA is in charge of all the plane routes. They're in charge of all the world GPS.
Where did you get that from? Citation needed. Citation needed for that. Big bad NASA in control of everything again.
We should be getting a flat Earth bingo card out for this.
That's one of his new ones that he's been saying recently, is that NASA's in charge of everything.
You know, in what 40-odd years I've been flying, 4,500 hours I've got in the air. Not one damn time have I ever talked to NASA about flying an airplane. Not once.
No.
Surprise, surprise.
Pulling the lie, right? And they have sophisticated programs. I used to say most pilots don't know, but most pilots do know the Earth is flat. They just don't.
Oh, okay, most pilots. Blue, you're a most pilot. Why don't you think the Earth's flat? Come on.
No, I don't know any pilots that think the Earth is flat, honestly.
You think he's
I
lying?
think I've heard of a few that claim they're pilots, but I don't believe they really are, honestly.
You implying that he's lying?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Oh, he's lying. His name's David Weiss. He lies. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Right on the show.
You would think after all the money Dave's made on that asshole app of his, he'd be able to afford a hair transplant.
Well, that's the point. He hasn't got his cap on. Bloody hell.
No, he hasn't on that one, no.
Because I mean, I knew from day one, when you look at him and you think you're wearing a baseball cap indoors, you're wearing a baseball cap every time your camera's on. You're bald, aren't you? Bingo.
Well, the other guys
send him a toll-free number for Bosley, maybe.
That's the first time I've seen him without some ridiculous baseball cap or beanie or something on, you know.
Oh, I think the first time I've seen him like that too, but now we see why.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
I always knew why, but I just had a quick Google search for flight paths from Buenos Aires to Adelaide. There's only one, and it's the one that does sort of graze Antarctica, because that's the direct line. That's the Great Circle route. I can't find any other route from one to the other that goes anywhere else than around the bottom of the Earth, because you're too far out of the way to go anywhere else. You know,
who wants to go from some of those places to Australia, or Australia to some of those places?
Well, let's face it. Who wants to go to Adelaide anyway? I mean,
yeah, that's for a start. Yeah.
I mean, Mark,
there aren't any other routes that go the other way, because what is there going the other way? Nothing.
Well, Mark Belzer in the chat makes that point. He says almost as if airlines develop routes based on what moves the most people with the fewest planes, and also and also have regulations regarding international flight routes to deal with. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like I said before, they're not going to put on a flight if there's only one or two people on the bloody flight. Of course, they're bloody not. You know, it doesn't pay them to do that.
So why fly from Rio to Perth? You can go through Johannesburg instead.
Yeah, pick up some more people on the way. Yeah,
people.
Yeah,
you wouldn't want to fly.
I mean,
if
I wanted to get from where I am to the next town in the shortest distance, I'd have to drive across a lot of farmers' paddocks and cut a lot of fences.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Wouldn't you be popular?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just don't follow Google's maps on your phone when you're in the car. You end up anywhere.
Yeah,
Don't you tend to-
newsflash, airlines actually try to make money.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
their objective.
And
They're
Blue,
little
don't you get told where to go sometimes by people called air traffic controllers occasionally, right?
Well, pretty much about every split second you can think of. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
told what to do. But yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've flown directly over Knoxville, Tennessee, where I live, looked down at it on my way to Atlanta so I could catch another plane and fly back to Knoxville. That's what happens. Why? Because they didn't have a whole shitload of people wanting to go to Knoxville on that flight from Chicago.
Mm.
Surprise, surprise. Why not?
Imagine
The-
that.
Yeah.
There's a time it was cheaper to fly if you wanted to fly from Canberra to Sydney. It was cheaper to fly to Melbourne and then fly to Sydney.
Yeah.
And that's Canberra's in between, halfway between Sydney
Well,
and
it'd
Melbourne.
been quicker to drive.
So, well,
Yeah.
what was it? That's what you did. But it was during the it
I
was
used to take a flight.
during a
Go ahead.
I was going to say it's during a price war, and so they discounted the prices from Melbourne to Sydney greatly, but they didn't discount anything from Canberra. So you could get a flight from Melbourne to Sydney for like $50 at the time, and so you'd end up being cheaper to fly down to Melbourne and fly back up to Sydney. But yeah, time wise, just jump in the car. It's only 3 hours.
Yeah, I used to fly commercially from South Bend, Indiana, back to Knoxville. And you had two choices. You could go from South Bend to Nashville, Nashville to Knoxville, just two legs. Or you could go South Bend to Memphis to Nashville to Knoxville, three legs. Guess which one was cheaper?
The
Three
three-legged
legs.
one.
3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about
That
right.
one was cheaper. Why? Well, they made more money doing that.
About it
And
because
you
they get
people will
fired.
pay
If
a little extra for that two-leg flight.
they do. Here's the book. This book is an amazing book. You can buy it on Lulu. It's like a coffee table book. If you want to, and I think it's like $40 or something. I have the color version. It's amazing. But it's also free online. You can download the PDF. And there's 16 landings that he documented that make 0 sense on a Glober.
Only if you're a dumbass.
Yeah.
They probably played music. I don't want the music.
It's also, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, skip forward again. What else has he
Skip
got?
forward. Keep going, 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 keep going.
Oh yeah, right to here.
You're the right, you're right to there.
Right to the end. Yeah, sounds good.
It's all the same thing, I think, all the way
Yeah.
through as a blue.
Jeez, gas bag in there a lot. Okay, we'll go there somewhere.
What's that one say?
What's this about?
I don't know. Maybe we'll play some. Just because he asked about the summit. So yeah, there's the summit November 11th. 11th. The 12th, and it's Wits at 50. If you want to get your tickets, you press buy tickets here. Then you come over here, say you pick VIP, and then you have the apply a coupon code right here, and then you type in Wits at 50. $75. All right, cool. Let's play this video.
I received an email from a retired F-16 pilot whose name is Mike. His new YouTube name is FE Viper 16. A good name, so watch for him in the comments.
Sounds nonsense.
I spoke to Mike on the phone today, but he wishes to remain anonymous, and I will certainly honor that. Again, if you are a professional and would like to talk to me about the unique perspective of the flat earth related to your expertise, please email me at tabooconspiracy@gmail.com. I will always keep your information confidential if that is what you want. I do hope this information will lead to more flat earth investigations because these radar systems and the aircraft using them are fascinating, and the flat earth...
I read one reason heliocentrism was started partly by Copernicus was due to him being in love with the green emerald tablets of Thoth. Some say Thoth. Allegedly. That's interesting. I've actually never heard that.
What was that?
What's that got to do with it?
In a world.
The evidences they introduce are indisputable. I wish I could share my full discussion with Mike because it was awesome, as this retired Air Force pilot confirmed that he definitely flew over a flat and stationary Earth and that none of the systems of his aircraft were designed with the curvature in mind.
Duh.
Now, I might make some mistakes here, and I do apologize for that, as the information was
Is this the one
complex
that
for me.
Wolfie pulled apart?
Was this the fake one or the one that? Oh, there's two. There's one that was fake, and then there was another one where I can't remember who it was, said, "Oh, I want to talk to this Mike," and the guy realized a few seconds after talking that he didn't know anything about being a
Yeah, I
pilot.
remember that one. Yeah, I don't know if that's the same one.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, sounds like the same one. That's what I was just trying to find it. But anyway, keep going.
Globe is 8 inches per mile squared. The infamous and quite accurate formula that calculates the alleged curvature drop if the globe were real. That easy to understand formula absolutely destroys the globe because no one has seen or accounts for that insane amount of curvature drop ever. But for an F-16 flying at
In any aspect of their
1,500
life, ever.
it would sweep a section of the sky on the right. Makes sense, right? These aircraft don't sweep the entire sky, but only a key angled segment of the sky, like 60 degrees up, 60 degrees down, 60 degrees to the left, or 60 degrees to the right. So if, say, 4 F-16s are in formation, one pilot may have the duty to sweep his radar.
Flights on flat Earth requires a detailed map of flat Earth, a map that represents flat Earth with the proper scale, a map used to complete the navigation process. So which one is it? Yeah, so we just explained that how you think you know the distances, but you don't. So that's what we're talking about. It's how the distances on the globe are provably not accurate based on southern flight paths, even though ironically Globers bring that up. So you should rewind and listen and stop typing, maybe. We don't have to do anything. We just debunked your claim. They're called planes. That's because they fly over a plane.
Oh, planes. Oh, because it's a plane.
Looking for aircraft at 10,000 feet and above on the right side. Do you see the problem yet? What is a radar sweep at 10,000 feet on the alleged globe at 80 miles ahead? Because 10,000 feet at Mike's point of view would not be 10,000 feet 80 miles ahead at the enemy's position. In actuality, that aircraft would be much higher than 10,000 feet than what the F-16's radar would indicate if we lived on a globe. Instead, the computer radar system is based on a flat map.
Not literally.
Yeah, what's up with that? How come the plane super far away is just assumed to have horizontal relationship with the planes that are further away from them? Because they would not be horizontal to them. They would be down beneath them, obviously. If they maintain a certain altitude over a globe, this debunks the globe hands down. There's no way around it. If there's a plane, say, 100 miles away, and you know their altitude is the same as your altitude, it wouldn't be horizontally across from you. They would be down beneath you significantly because they would be a certain distance above the Earth, but the Earth has dropped down because it's a ball. But they're not, and the actual technology utilizes a horizontal relationship from plane to plane. Globe debunked. To ever invoke a plane while talking about the Earth being a ball is laughable.
None of the radar readings would be accurate, and enemy aircraft would exploit these problems all
Use
the
your
time.
use your own misleading formula. It's not even close to that.
track
Even at
and
8
acquire
inches
an
miles
enemy
squared,
aircraft
it's not.
when the height curvature adjustments would throw the whole matter into disarray. Here's a short 4-minute clip from an online tutorial for an F-16 simulator that talks about how the F-16 radar system works. But I think it'll help you understand Mike's information, but you're welcome to skip ahead 4 minutes if you're impatient.
Let's get it.
We are positioned here, looking that way. Range 0, a quarter.
Now look, this is what's so funny. Because there's only 1 degree for every 69 miles, so less than 2 degrees of curvature. What's it? Dude, if something was super far away from you, okay, 70 miles, 140 miles, 300 miles, and you don't account for 2 degrees is a huge amount when you're talking about tracking enemy jets, okay? But what they do is they assume a horizontal over to their enemy and then they track them accordingly. We're about to watch the training video about it. Okay, so
Not
just
assuming
changing
anything.
it to degrees so you can say a small number does nothing but elucidate incompetence. So for all the globe zealots, I know you guys are stalking my channel and stalking the flat earthers while you claim we're stupid. You should put your hands off the keyboard and you should learn.
Looking
What, from
that
you?
way.
But you're an idiot.
Range 0, a quarter, half, 3/4, full. And that depends on our range scale here. So if we were on 80, that's 80 miles, 60 miles, 40 miles, 20 miles. If we were on 10 miles, 10, 7.5, 5, 2.5, and so on. So currently azimuth is 6. This is the width of the slice of cake, the width of a scan zone. That means 60 degrees to the left, 60 degrees to the right. If we now go to A3, it's now 30 degrees to the left, 30 degrees to the right, total 60 degrees. The limits are shown by that line there and that line there. Now if I were to move my cursor off the edge, you can see it follows where I go to the max limits of the radar. The bump stops, they're called, 60 here, 60 degrees there. If we want to go again, we can go to 10 degrees, 20 degrees total. And you can see we can move left and we can move right all the way to the bump stops. Let's put it back on 60. At this point you might think, well, why would you not always have it on full width? Well, the reason is because of the refresh rate with the B sweep. That is the B sweep at the bottom there, going right and left and right and left. Remember, every time it hits the bump stop, it goes down a notch. Hits the bump stop, goes down a notch in terms of elevation until it's finished its bar.
And by
Its
the way,
elevation
this is a
bars.
game, by the way.
The wider you scan and the more bars you have, the bigger your refresh rate is, the harder it is to keep contacts on screen. And it is an absolute art form to keep contacts on screen and balance your situational awareness with your ability to see and track targets. So that's azimuth. Now we have our elevation, the thickness of our slice of cake. How many bars do we want it? Remember, each bar is about, it depends on different radars. They're usually about 3 to 5 degrees. We've got 4 bars at the moment, so that means...
Wow, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Or we could just ignore it. We could just ignore it. I've already addressed it.
4 bounces between bump stops, 4 B sweeps before it resets. We can have 1, we can have 2. So this will give us the maximum size elevation, this will give us the smallest size, this will give them the medium size. But the bigger the size is, the lower the refresh rate, the harder it is going to be to lock, track, acquire and keep a track of these targets. Okay, M3 doesn't do anything at the moment.
So again, if these targets are whatever distance away, you're assuming a horizontal relationship between them. Say you have the same altitude as this jet up here, right? You can see my mouse, yeah. Let's say this jet has the same altitude as you, right? But they're 150 miles away, 200 miles away. Then that jet is going to be significantly lower than you are. It will not be horizontal. You can't utilize line of sight. You cannot utilize the radar like that whatsoever.
So next we've got our carrots. We've got our azimuth carrot, or our B sweep. That's this guy here. That is where the antenna is pointing, 60 degrees left, 60 degrees right.
And I'm explaining the answer. So yeah, 2 degrees is drastic when you're talking about locking onto a target and tracking it so you can hit them and track them accurately. And you got 2 degrees every 70 miles. Yeah, that's objectively not going to work. You can't assume it's horizontal and level with you when it's actually not.
Right is where the bump stops are.
I say all the time, if it was all about money in the military and like people's lives, the Earth will be flat overnight. You can't do anything without assuming the Earth is horizontal and stationary. Anything. Nothing.
This is our elevation, so that you can see it will go down in 4 bars, then back up to the top. And this radar can handle 60 degrees left, 60 degrees right, 60 degrees up, 60 degrees down. So this is 0 degrees azimuth, this is 0 degrees elevation. That is up there somewhere 60 degrees up, 60 degrees down. If we want to change our elevation...
There's your answer. There's your answer. So what's it matter if it's just off by all these different degrees? It obviously matters.
elevation, then I'm going to press the button and we can move it up here like that. And down, want to move it down, whoops, wrong button, we can move it down there like that. Look how, if I aim it down, these contacts disappear. These contacts have disappeared, they're now fading. And that's because my slice of cake is aimed too far down and it's below them. If I want to regain them, because I know they're...
It's below them. It's too far down and it's below them. Right, because, you know, your vertical acknowledgement is extremely crucial and important to the accuracy and efficacy of this. This is why the guy who did this for a living came out and said they know that this proves that the Earth can't be curving because they actually use it. Right? He's sitting here explaining it. Oh, this could be a little bit down. This could be a little bit up. Yeah, obviously you have to know what you're talking about. I'm going to Flattoberfest just to watch What's It. Have you already bought tickets? Because you can use
by the way, this is a game simulator, by the way, I might add.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
It's not a real simulator.
Outed you. Then I moved to...
Yeah, because he's clicking around on the screen with his mouse, so yeah, we picked up on that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know what it is. I think it's DCS. They're quite high realistic game simulators, but it's still a game. And he's saying that this guy knows what he's talking about. Not necessarily. No, he's definitely not an F-16 pilot. That's for sure.
Well, let's see. I work for Bendix. So I've got this company that builds these sophisticated electronic gizmos. I've got a team of people who are bright enough to figure out how to take a cavity magnetron, project a radar signal out into the distance, and then listen for the return and put that on a digital screen. But I'm too fucking stupid to account for the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Witsit, you are a dipshit.
That's official. You've heard it from Blue here and now.
Yeah.
You think those guys don't know the Earth is curved, Witsit? You think the guys designing that damn radar haven't taken all this shit into account? You're an idiot.
Let them know how you feel, dude.
Sorry, Matt.
I said, let him know how you feel, Blue. I wouldn't.
Yeah, well, I'm okay. I'll be fine. Sorry, I'll go on mute.
No, don't apologise. Don't apologise at all.
Plumb line, that is a vertical down line through our slice of cake, our scan zone, at 40 miles distant from me. It would intersect, that plumb line would intercept the top of the scan zone at 54,000 feet ASL, and at the bottom, minus 5,000 feet ASL theoretical.
I don't want to bore you much longer, so let's get to Mike's email. I have a bit of knowledge from my days as an F-16 pilot that I need to share with someone.
Oh,
I respect your work and thought you might be another great person to pass this to. I don't have, nor do I want, a platform, so here you go. If you decide to verify what I'm telling you and have questions, feel free to contact me here. This will be tough to illustrate with words, but I'll try. The F-16 has a radar called an APG-68. At least it did 18 years ago when I last flew it. The radar, in air-to-air mode, has the ability to scan forward plus or minus 60 degrees of the nose, 120 degrees, plus a back-and-forth elevation selectable of 1, 2, or 4 bars or rows. In other words, in 1 bar, it simply sweeps level relative to the aircraft bank back and forth at the same elevation. In 2 bar, it sweeps all the way, then drops a certain amount to sweep back, thereby doubling the volume of airspace searched. In 4 bar, it does the twice, doubling it again. Think of the radar beam as pointing a flashlight. The elevation of the sweeps are pilot controllable. The pilot can tell what the elevation of the sweeps are in the display. At the cursor position, the top and bottom altitudes of coverage are displayed at the range of the cursor, and this altitude is controllable with the L strobe, a little wheel on the throttle. We use this because if my search responsibility is 10,000 feet and above, I can roll up and cover my area more efficiently. I know this is probably clear as mud, but bear with me. Obviously, you can determine the width of the sweeps at various ranges of your surge. In other words, the distance between the sides of your scope. If I run the cursor out to 80 miles, isosceles triangle math gives you 138 miles from side to side. Curvature math gives you a hump on my nose of 12,700 feet. In other words, if I roll up to search 10,000 and above and set that in the center of the scope, I'd be 22,700 feet and above on the sides of my scope, right? Well, non-practice. If I run my...
Dun. Maybe we'll bring that back just a little bit. I hope everyone really soaks it in.
What?
Again, the people that are like zealot, like they're not even listening. This is playing in the background. They're not listening. This is for open-minded people.
Why's he got to
Pay
rewind
attention
it
to what he
something
said.
that's written down?
1,700 feet. In other words, if I roll up to search 10,000 and above and set that in the center of the scope, I'd be 22,700 feet and above on the sides of my scope, right? Well, non-practice. If I run my cursor out to any distance, the display shows the same on the left side, middle, and right. So my conclusion is the engineers are going to get fighter pilots shot down because they didn't take into account the curvature of the Earth. Bastards.
He's saying cursor there. If I run my cursor out to any distance. That's a flight simulator. That's not
Game.
Yeah. If he's saying if he was a fighter pilot, he wouldn't be putting the word cursor in there.
Or
Especially 18 years ago.
Like
Don't know about that though. Could be. There could be a cursor on a screen. I mean, they do use screens in the cockpit, don't they? So, I don't know.
He's
I'm
saying
not sure.
18 years ago, or 20 years ago, whenever this.
Funny enough, it's been a while since I've been in a cockpit of an F-16, so I'm not 100% sure.
Your memory's not too good.
My question is, if he's retired, why does he have to try and hide his identity? Or give more information? It's like he'd be coming out and making money saying it's all fake.
Blah 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 blah. More blah
Wits
blah
is
blah.
an idiot.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 end.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Blah 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 end. No, we got the gist of that one.
Wake up, Paul.
I'm just struggling.
Oh dear, that was boring.
Wasn't it just?
It was.
Well, I tried to skip through it as best I could to get some bits.
What's next?
What's next, Terry?
Cup of tea, I think.
Cup of tea.
I've just had a cup of tea.
Already?
I don't do knowledge, is it?
Yeah, mine's probably gone cold from all that.
Dear.
I always forget to drink mine. Oh, I don't want to drink it when I
sometimes
make
do.
it because it's too hot, and then I let it sit, and I go, oh shit, it's gone cold.
Yeah, same. There's a cup of tea then, farmers.
Yes, please,
We're in
Farmer.
the moonlight for a couple of minutes, Terry.
I just pop over here, then I'll make you one.
We do.
Yeah,
have
it's only a short trip, it's all right.
The peanuts are revolting.
Oh no, we don't.
I
want
might be.
peanuts.
Hey, farmers, I might be able to get a direct flight to your house. Hey.
But be worth a look at and kind of interesting, Terry. NASA's Marshall Flight Center, NASA low orbit flight test of an inflatable accelerator. What's that, Space Matt?
What?
Well, you did it.
Did what? 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 I wasn't paying attention.
You posted something over in the Fair Suck.
Oh, fair suck. Yeah, I just thought it might be interesting to have a look at some point. That's all.
Yeah,
I haven't done a video yet. I'm working on one, but I
Okay.
haven't done one. I thought that might be a bit more interesting.
no, we can play this for now while I'm looking for
Yeah, it's not even a couple of minutes, that one.
a minute something. You know all about it, so you can commentary.
Well, yeah, I can explain what it's about. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I know all the science
You know, I'm
behind
gonna have
it,
to
but
rewind it because you've got it stopped at 1 minute something.
oh yeah, rewind it if it's yeah, yeah, rewind it.
There we go. Cool.
You playing that now or later?
No, I'll play that now while I'm looking for something else.
All right.
Unless
they're
somebody's
gonna.
got a quiz ready to go.
I can do a quiz, mate. We can do the quiz.
While you're getting that, while you're sorting that out.
You can hear the audio of that. Terry, turn the audio off.
Terry.
I couldn't hear you because of the audio. There was nothing there by the time I got to do it. That was it. What the? There. Time I realised what was going on. So what are you calling this quiz yet, Tim?
Yes.
Are you still refining the name?
I do, but do we? Can I just check? Do you guys see the presentation without
we
the
see
answers,
something.
or the?
Yeah, but we don't see the actual frame.
You just see two
question.
people's faces, right?
Yeah, we can do,
we
but
see
it's
your
but
whole,
it but
see
we
your whole.
yeah we can see all of your publisher, not the you haven't got it in display mode. Oh
yeah,
no,
something went wrong there. Yeah, I got rid of it. Something went wrong.
That's okay. Lucky the peanuts didn't see what you did.
No, I'm not sure what's going on there. That should have been.
yeah, because you haven't got it on presentation mode. You need to put it in presentation mode and then present it
Yeah.
afterwards. Because it does that, it won't pick it up.
Let me try.
I see why you stopped it there, because that's where it ended.
Why aren't you working? Let me do it this way. Do that, and then I'll share the other thing.
Technical difficulties, as usual. Who would have thought that on my stream?
I know, it's generally runs like clockwork, doesn't it?
Share. Screen one. Share.
You sure you got it right, Timbo? Because Matt will help you out. Matt's a wizard at all this.
You guys
There
happy
you
with
go.
that?
There you go.
Yeah, no, I just
Yep.
did it a different way. It's okay.
Perfect.
I mean,
Yeah.
do it a different
Okay,
way.
we're happy. Okay. Now, this is
Timbo's
Timbo Turtle's Twisted Torture Test of Terror.
I couldn't say that sober, let alone pissed.
So, are we ready out there in Peanuts? Yes, we're ready inside. Hang on, I got chat.
No,
Peanuts
not
chat
ready.
So I can see.
Give us
Just need to
another
see the
hour.
chat.
I'll be ready in an hour.
Okay. Now, the way I work is I'm looking for an answer. So you got to work out the answer or what, and they all work the same sort of way. So
You want answers?
this one I'm looking for a very specific.
Well, that's an
Why do you want
unusual
answers?
quiz. That's an unusual quiz. You
You
got
want
questions
answers?
and you want answers. What's this coming to?
Yeah.
Talk
I-
about
I
may
Brexit
not,
edition.
yeah, but I may not have questions. I just want the answer. So anyway,
Oh, okay.
as I said, it's very twisted. So this is your first clue. I'm looking for a very specific number. So
42,
so what
obviously.
No, not 42.
Ah, Matt, I was going
not.
to say that.
Of course it's
Okay.
42. 42 is Ozzie.
What is the same between these two scientists?
They both got grey hair.
Yeah. And make sure you put your answers in the internal chat. No, that's not right, Carl.
And just DM him to me
Okay,
first, Matt.
I'll
Just
give
so I
you-
can spell check him for you.
Okay, maybe you should boil a cup of tea or coffee. Here's your second clue.
I just have.
Yeah.
How'd you guess that's what I was doing?
My
Because you're in the
my
kitchen.
goal is my goal is to make you use different parts of your brain.
Well, that's me out there. I haven't got one. A brain.
Okay, no answers yet. Let's go for the third clue. Americans like the guy on the left, but many prefer the one on the right. Remember, I'm after a number. A number. No, that's not it, Therese. Carl, I'm after a number. Nerd alert, I'm after a number. What's the number? Look at the clues. Maybe getting hotter, maybe colder. What was my first clue after the image?
There you go. There's a number.
Yeah,
No.
I've just given you a number as well.
Should have it now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nerd alert got it.
Oh. Okay.
Worked it out.
Yeah. Well, I was close when I
Worked it
said
out.
42. I was pretty close. Wasn't I?
You were close.
I was only
You were
two
close.
out.
Minus 40. What's minus 40?
Well, one is Fahrenheit, the other is Celsius.
Oh, it works in
at what
bloody
point is
Fahrenheit.
Celsius? Yeah, but what is this? What at what point is Celsius and Fahrenheit the same?
I don't know. I don't work in bloody Fahrenheit. This is 2022, for fuck's sake.
That's why you couldn't get it right. Oh, dear. Okay, yes. So it's
We're
looking
British.
for
We
mine.
don't do Fahrenheit. We could still do
Except-
yards. We could still do
except
yards
when
and
it's-
meters together.
Except when it's really hot.
Yeah.
Then, strangely enough, they give the temperature in Fahrenheit because it sounds hotter than saying it in Celsius. It's like, oh, come on.
Well, you still
Yeah.
get
Back in
miles per
70,
hour.
whenever it was, you know.
Still get
Yeah.
miles per hour.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
Oh, no.
So well done, Nerd Alert. You got it right first. Okay, I'm looking for a question. Here are some cryptic answers.
Hang on a
What
minute.
is
You're
my
supposed to be
question?
doing the quiz, and now you're asking us to do the questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Bloody hell.
Ah,
It is.
jeez.
It is.
Yes,
See
we
the
know the
title at the
title,
top.
we do.
Timbo's
Yeah, we-
Timbo's Turtles Twisted Torture Test
Yeah, we know
of
that.
Terror.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, discovered
Okay.
this weeks ago.
Climbing a tree might help. I doubt anyone will get it from that one. I'll be very surprised. Looking up for shadows is also good. What is my question? Anything close to my question will do. I'll give you a very broad brush for this one. Why watch the sunset once when twice will do? No, Nerd Alert. Not quite, Carl. No answers internally. They're all asleep. They disappear bottom up. That should be a big one. Still no one. No one. Okay, last one. Google tag on and see what it says. You should get that one, Matt.
And that's the Chinese space station.
What
Yeah,
does
I know
it
it's the
say?
Chinese space station, but I don't understand the question.
We
Well,
don't have
what
to
does it
understand
say?
the question.
Funny.
You just got to write the question.
I'll give you the answer. Give me the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
You got to do it all in. Look at them all in. Combine all those things together. And see what mental pathways form in your brain.
Something to do with. I know what it's something to do with, but formulating the
yes,
question.
someone has it. Someone has it right out in the peanuts, by the way.
It's got to be a form of a question, Peanuts.
That's nearly a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just giving answers out in the chat.
So Larry DeBarge got it right. So as I said, anything broad. So all of those are a way you can determine
You knew that,
the Earth
Matt.
may be curved.
That wasn't a hard one.
I was trying to figure out how to word the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get the question for everybody. I'm sorry. I apologise for not working it out for everybody else. Why are you picking on me?
No, I thought you might have. I thought you would know who the ship, but I didn't necessarily mean you had to get the question. You just would have known what Togon was.
Yeah, I know what the Tiangong is. Yeah, I know it's the Chinese space station. But
yeah, okay. So now you've done 2. You get the gist. Okay.
Oh, we've always
Let's
got
go
the
on to the next
gist.
question. Question number 3. Well, the peanuts are doing much better than the internal. I got to say.
I'm an easy
Let's move
target.
on.
I think you're right, Carl. Just blame Matt's right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That wasn't an invitation, by the way.
Oh,
Terry.
Oh, sorry. Well, I thought we were going to keep Carl happy.
He was speaking rhetorically.
Okay.
Say something else.
What are these?
Don't know.
Mesmerine Lava was a siren song that lured this old boy to a magnificent sight and a midnight death.
Can anyone read that? It's too small for me.
If anyone can get it from the first one, that'd be brilliant. But
I can't
okay,
think
I'll
what
read it
it's
again.
bloody called.
Next one. 2 mental midges who climbed out of their vehicle on a busy interstate at 80 to argue about who slammed into whom. Let's make sure I'm up to date. Yep, the
There you go.
peanuts. Where are you? Did you send me an answer?
I did. Directly.
Directly. Why didn't
Straight
I?
to you.
Hang on, let's go down there. No. No.
Fuck it then.
Bit more easier than that, actually. That's a bit too. Next one.
Well, that is easy.
2 men are actually touching the elephant's face while taking a photo. When taking sensational selfies, remember the Photoshop option. Someone has it out in the peanuts already.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Scott failed to remember that he had not set the handbrake. He modified the purple V-dub to run while with a fast idle to prevent stalling. As the black wire touched the red wire, the engine turned over and started inflicting 36 separate injuries like the Duracell engine in it, but it just kept going and going.
Well, I think I know which one that's referring to.
Yes. And the last one. In the Grand Canyon, overlook spectacular, and some have a very small plateau which tourists toss coins onto, like dry wishing wells. One entrepreneur wished for a financial success and climbed over the fence with a bag, leapt onto one precarious coin-covered perch, and filled the bag with booty. He went head-to-head with physics, specifically F equals mg, and our entrepreneur had increased his mass, and the force required to lift him actually pulled off gravity, now greater. Can't fight the law of gravity. Yes, for those that haven't picked it up, they are all Darwin Award winners.
I think the one with the purple VW, didn't he strap rockets to it or something?
Not in the one that I read.
Ah, right. Because I'm sure there was one somewhere that
he just modified. Yeah, it probably is. There's so many of them. Yes, that particular one, he decided he could do better and modified it so he could jumpstart it while he's in front of it, and it was not the best thing you could do.
Oh dear.
Okay. What am I? And you've got to say the right word.
can be found on the surface of the moon. That narrows it down to, a couple of billion possibilities. The next one. 18, 32, 18, 1.
Shit.
No, Carl, not
I'm
regular.
doing a Riley, the numbers, I don't know what they mean.
It's going to be for someone very technical. Get that one.
That leaves all of us out.
Someone thinking very scientific. At least it's not 69, but it's 10 more. But 10 more will be spot on. Not rocks, Judy, not rocks. You also got to remember, sometimes I put in red herrings. They're not wrong. They're just deceptive. Next. A good Aussie website will end in it. Anyone get it yet? What's a good Aussie website end in, Paul and Terry?
I know a little ending, but I still can't think what it's at.
I don't know any good Aussie websites.
There we go. They worked it out in the peanuts already.
Was that it? Oh.
Well, what's an Aussie website ending?
AU, which is the symbol for gold. Still not getting the 69 and 10 thing.
It's the what do you call them? Electronic numbers.
The electron shell configuration.
That's the one. Yeah. I just had electronic in my head, and I was thinking that's not what I want.
Oh right, that's why it was no help, and actually the numbers before that didn't help either. But hey,
and the third one was the on the periodic table, it's number 79. So, okay, and this would have given it away, I would hope.
Yeah.
Not to me, it wouldn't.
Okay, next question. There you go. This one's a little bit more straightforward.
Anyway, up there, Carl.
I think Carl was first.
Yes, he was.
Nerd alert, you also got it. Okay.
And Judy.
This one's a little less twisted and just a little bit more straightforward. So, between these songs, what is in common? Now, obviously, it's a bit hard when I give you the first one, so I'll give you the second one. What's common between these two songs? So,
don't remember the first one, and I obviously have never heard the second one.
What about this one?
I know the first one, never heard the second one either.
Don't tell me you haven't heard the third one.
Oh, definitely heard that one.
Yeah.
What's common?
Okay. What's common? Barry Mallows. Could it be magic?
Could it?
No, not Spanish. Okay. Next one.
I prefer the Van Halen one.
John Denver's Annie song.
Annie song.
Christ almighty.
That's throw the
I know. They're all appallingly horrible songs.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
No, the Billy Joel one's not. That's not appallingly horrible song. Definitely
I don't
not.
remember that one at all.
Yeah, look it up. You'll know it when you hear it.
I've no doubt. The Lady Gaga just no.
No, it's
no.
Same. Yeah. Oh, Groovy Kind of Love. You must have surely heard that one by Phil Collins.
Oh God, that's awful.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. But
I didn't pick them because I liked them. I picked them because they all had one thing in common.
What? Oh shit!
Oh shit! Stop saying that.
And,
hey, look, I'm a Billy Joel.
But not all of them.
like Billy Joel, but I'd rather have Piano Man. Thank you very much.
No, Dave.
Or our favourite Italian
I'm
restaurant.
looking for. Okay, This is the last one. Should give it away with it. Anyone who's
Really?
willing to think about it.
Who?
Clean Bandit by Mozart. What?
What? Who's Clean Bandit?
I've never
No
heard of him.
idea.
Never heard of him.
No, me
So-
neither.
Think
Bandit
about
Mozart's
the name
house.
of the song. And why did I say that should
Mozart's
give it away?
house, The Groovy Kind of Love. And his song. Don't know.
Give you a few clues. Looks like I've stumped everybody. Okay. I thought that one might go off a bit
Oh,
earlier.
Carl said
But
I'm
anyway,
stumped.
so that'd be.
No, that's not the right answer, Carl. No, wrong answer.
They all suck.
Yes,
I'm
please,
stumped.
they all
said
suck.
They all suck. Yeah.
They all suck.
Hello. Close, close, Dave. Close, very, very close. Okay. Let's just say it could have been Mozart, it could have been Beethoven's house, it could have been any of the classical music that all of those were based upon. They're all based on classical music pieces.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Really.
What the hell's this night based on then?
You waited all that time to find
yeah.
that out, Farmer.
Don't know. I don't know enough about music to make that connection.
No, I thought the last one someone might guess for us.
Well, Dave was getting warmer with waltzes,
So-
like as in classical.
Yeah, he was. He was
Yeah.
very close. Hang on, I'll just
We'll
tell
give it
you.
to- we'll give it to Dave, sort of.
Give it to Dave, sort of, yes.
Oh,
Sorry, which one you thought you asked about farmers? Who's was
no, I've just Googled it. This Night by Billy
Okay.
Joel, the basis of the song's chorus uses the second movement of Beethoven's Pathetique Sonata.
Oh, Beethoven then.
That's right. Hmm.
Really, does it? Oh, I'll have to go. I
Yeah.
just can't remember the bloody song, you see.
Mute
And the
yourself and
lady
play it.
gag. Hmm. I can play it, but anyway, doesn't matter.
Well, you can play the Beethoven
Moving
version
on. No
because
one got
it's not it's not copyrighted.
I don't know if you.
That was tough.
did
That was a
if I
tough
play
one,
it,
Timbo.
because-
That was tough.
Oh, it seems that when I'm in Zoom, that also pinches everything with this headset on, so I can't listen to it. I'll listen to it later. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Oh, of course, you're using wireless headphones, aren't you?
Mm.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt, those. Yeah, it's the only drawback of wireless.
Yeah.
Why? I can
Okay.
do it.
It's the way
These-
wireless headphones work.
It seems that there are two things that grab everything for the wireless headset. One is Discord, and the other seems to be Zoom.
You need a banana, Farmer.
Oh, I've gone off banana.
Okay. Pop culture. Really. What am I
who are you-
referring to?
Two. It's been extraneous
Who
O
am
in
I
there.
referring to? Two. There's next extraneous O. First appearance
of one
of one. 1972.
And this is pop
This is for
culture.
the ultra nerds would have to get that first one. I would be very surprised if anyone did.
72,
Ah.
72.
What,
Right, so
what is that music? Pop culture?
Pop culture is anything to do with popular culture.
Okay.
That's where it comes from.
It doesn't necessarily mean pop music. It just
No,
means pop
no.
culture.
Popular bit movies, TV,
Whatever. Yeah.
whatever, computer games, anything that's popular. It's popular culture. Why are you swimming, Carl? Why are you swimming over there?
That's a
Okay,
good guess, Nerd
next.
Alert.
What did Nerd Alert say? Sorry?
what, the mullet?
Nerd Alert? No.
I think it appeared. I think the mullet appeared
Okay.
before 1972. I think.
Okay, to narrow it down, you may want to marvel over my twisted clues.
Oh, something to
Oxy
do.
Marvel. Which Marvel character first appeared in 1972? Who gives a shit because they're crap?
Now, this might be more for people we've had chats before, so more internally.
First
The
word.
first
plus
word
one.
plus one will always give me a headache. That's a very cryptic clue.
Hmm.
I've said it before, what gives me a headache. So it depends if you paid attention. Okay, next one. There are 7 colors in this rainbow and a pot of gold if you wish it. Answers yet. I think I'm talking to the wrong crowd. I need more nerdy people.
You do realise there's more than one type of nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I meant
True.
geeky nerd.
And there's more than one type of geek as well.
Yeah.
Also true.
Okay. A glove is best when handling.
No, I'm not seeing it.
Nah, not seeing it. Not seeing it. Not getting any answers out there. Big clue. If you watch the movies, you should have gone for the head.
Oh, that rings a very distant bell, and I can't think what it bloody is. I know the quote.
Well, wouldn't that narrow it down in any movie quotes? Wouldn't that narrow it down to sort of like several war movies? They probably said that.
Marvel. Remember the collection of all the clues? Had 7 colors in it. Okay. I'll give 2 seconds. The last one will give it away, I'm pretty sure. If not, then you're all lost to me.
Mind, power, reality, soul, space,
soul,
continuity,
space,
and time.
and time. I'll read the quest clues again in backward order. A glove is best when handling. Mind, power, reality, soul, space, continuing, time. There are 7 colors in the rainbow. And you may get a pot of gold if you wish it. Yes, Carl, but what are they called in recently?
Blue Marble said Pet Rock.
Pet rocks.
Yeah, hang on.
Come on, someone's got to get it from there.
I can't
Yes,
spell.
he did, Carl. Yes, he did.
There you go.
Yes, farmers. Do you know, I think you're the first one to get it.
Oh, those ones.
Right in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know the name off the top of my head, Farmer. If you're saying what they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Paul asked me the other day what Infinity Plus One would give you, and I said it would give me a headache.
Are we supposed to remember stuff like that?
Yeah.
No, sorry.
He said. Terrible twist.
No. There's an awful lot that's happened between then and now. You can't expect me to remember offhand comments like that. Good grief.
Yeah, you're not going to remember that one.
No, that was
I struggle to remember which bloody Lidl store I'm going to.
I mean, nobody pays any attention to me, so why should they pay any attention to you? What you say?
Sorry, what was that, Matt?
Yeah, what was that, Matt? Sorry, did you say something?
See what I mean? There you go.
And how would you know that the first appearance of one occurred in 1972? I mean, no.
Well, that's why I put that as the first clue.
The hardest clue is always the first. Of course it is. You know.
First clue.
Do you know what the best Marvel film was?
Don't care. Why should you care? You don't like Marvel.
Iron Man. Then it all went downhill from there.
Oh,
which
one? So do you like one movie then?
I like the original Iron Man, yeah, but after that it all got crap and boring.
The first movie? The first one.
The very first one. That was the best one, and then after that it was just same old bloody same old.
Really, yeah, it's just like they're all out of the comic books, wasn't it, Farmers?
Well, isn't it that like the Americans? They always like to go overboard with things.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this one's a very, very. I'm after a word. Now there's going to be a whole lot of clues, seemingly unrelated. But ultimately, give me a word.
That helps a lot.
Okay.
Contrafibulations. There you
you.
go. It's that one.
I'm just warning you. Very surprised if anyone gets the first one. As I said, first clue is always the hardest. 460 meters high at the south side of the entrance to Gibson Bay.
Gibson, that says Gibbon.
Gibbon. It says Gibbon.
Sorry, Gibbon. Gibbon Bay. Sorry, that is correct. Because
am I guessing that Gibbon Bay might be somewhere down under?
Very down under.
Might be down under.
That's right.
Okay. Under.
Okay.
Under, over, and done.
Yeah, under. Roger.
Roger.
Okay, now we'll use this to visualize and prioritize incoming call activity from customers. That one will be very obscure. Attempt to make electronic circuits that were relatively rugged, producible, and serviceable in the days before printed circuit boards and PCBs. What did they use? It's a particular word that relates to all three of those questions, but the questions are unrelated. Next. Here you go. Armored for crew protection and rotates a full 360 degrees, carrying a single large caliber tank gun. Yes, farmers, there you go. You got one.
Well, if you'd put that one first.
Well, if you'd known you're going to be on the show, he wouldn't, of course.
Well, I don't know how it relates to the other questions, but
No, I don't either.
Okay.
What's that?
Okay, small tower that projects above the wall of a building.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
A turret. Carl Edwards already had it out there.
Oh, yeah, I just said it. Yeah, just as you were saying that. Yeah.
okay, not that word.
The first one. There is a place called the Turret. 460 meters high at the south side of entrance. There is called a communication turret, which is what they use in telephone systems.
Nerdlet's having problems with the connections to previous clues.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's no good. Okay, so the answer was turret. Let's get on with it, since it's come up to midnight. Okay, question number 9. Say the word. This word was derived from the Italian word for scratched. I actually think this question's the easiest of the lot, but then again, I was wrong. Before.
I will not buy this record.
Word.
It is scratched.
It is scratched. And high and low, no matter where you go. That's going to be very obscure. Let's move on. Stencils and stickers. No answers. Stencils and stickers. Maybe I just live in a different world.
Quite possibly, yes.
Well, you are a turtle.
Beginners are chased by the law. Yeah. The beginners chased by the law, but the famous are protected by it. Anyone that might use stencils and stickers that would be chased by the law. They don't. Okay.
Can't guarantee I've spelt it right.
Yes, that is right. Farmers, that is right. Amazing what paper shredder can be worth.
You didn't spell check this before you wrote it, did you?
Yeah, shredder.
No, why would I do that?
Paper shredder.
Oh, well, I think you can forgive him.
That one's my wife's fault because
I'll blame the wife. Yeah, okay.
I was typing this question out and then she said, "Oh, can you just look up such and such?" Okay, and then it was like, "Oh, wait there. Can you look up this?" And
you got distracted.
And I got distracted. So
and consider there hasn't been a spelling mistake in the whole thing, and then there's just one missing letter. I think we can forgive him for that.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. Because
You
I'm
can
not a
even
bastard like
Banksy.
you.
Okay.
And even Banksy on it.
I will wear the bastard badge with pride.
And even you can
Okay.
even Banksy on it. Something to do with Banksy. Oh God, I don't know.
What did Banksy do?
Yeah.
What does Banksy do?
I know
Who's
what he
Banksy?
does, but I
Who's
mean,
Banksy?
he's an artist basically. But he does.
What sort of art?
Oh, I know now. Hang on.
Oh,
Now
that little
we've
light
just
bulb
got-
just lit up. Because we were just about to say it. Ping!
Yeah. There
Yay!
you
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Tagging with spray can is the norm.
Ah, that'd give it away. Should do
Yeah,
anyway.
well, that's why it's the
Yeah,
last. That's why it's the last.
They're getting it out in the peanuts anyway.
Yeah, it is graffiti. The paper shredder may or may not know the paper shredder story, but it was a big news when it
What's a
happened.
paper shredder?
No.
got to do with
Oh! Yes.
The art
was,
piece. Yes.
It was the art piece, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's right. He had this art piece, and everybody thought it was brilliant. So when everybody gathered round, there was a paper shredder underneath it, wasn't it? So obviously,
No, it was at an auction.
It was
It was
an
an
auction.
auction,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
And
an auction.
as soon as the hammer had fell and they had the person had bought it, he pushed the button and shredded
Shredded it.
the
shredded
picture.
about half of it, though. I think it stopped about
Yeah,
halfway
yeah,
through, didn't it?
it's still-
Yeah.
yeah, but it was in a frame and the shredder was built into the frame. Very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that been weird?
Yeah, it was. It was weird.
Yeah.
Watching what you just bought go through the shredder.
I just bought that, and it was ridiculous
Well,
money as well, wasn't it?
I think probably like Banksy just wanted to see the look of the guy's face when it happened. Probably he's like, what the hell? I've just paid 3 million quid or whatever it is for it.
42. Sorry,
42
Blue, I
million,
wasn't
okay.
cheating, Blue.
Blue's trying to
But
get ahead.
Number 2. Come on then, let's go.
4.
Number
for
10.
number 2, are you?
Time for another number.
4.
Okay, this is a number.
Of course, it's 42. It's always the same.
Well, it's 4 or 2. One of the two.
Well, it can't be 4 if it's can't be a hard shell if a Herschel number. Then if it's
A hard shed number.
if it was 4.
Do I have to Google
Hard
that
shed
to
number.
find out what that
Ah,
means?
shed.
Whatever that is.
Google that. You can Google it. You can even tell people what that is.
You're gonna make me work.
Yeah, wasn't that the point? Trying to wake you up. Okay. Back to the Future, Marty McFly. How far did you go? Now you won't get it from the first one, but it just helps you set up. The second one, you could actually get the answer from the second.
1984, wasn't it, or something?
Not the answer I'm looking for.
An integer number is base 10, which is divisible by the sum of its digits. Is said to be a Harshad number.
There you go. It's a number.
Okay. We're 3. That's 3, 4. Sorry, not 4, but it's 4. 3, 4, and 5. You'll see triple and double this number. That's very cryptic. Got to think about what 3, 4, 5 creates.
Is my number right?
Yes, it is. Sorry. Didn't see you there.
That's right. No, that's right.
Okay. Yes, Farmers is on a bit of a run, actually. One less. Here you go, Alan. One less than a beer. Oh, no, Alan won't get this one. Sorry. I just realised. One less than a beer in the Northern Territory. Do you get that one, Farmers, now that you know the answer?
No, I don't understand that reference at all.
Okay. Do you know what beers they have in the Northern Territory?
No.
No, of course I don't.
Neither do I.
No.
How would I?
I wouldn't know either.
What's the term? What's the term for people that live in the Northern Territories? Is there a term for them?
Territorians.
Territorians.
Yeah. So no one's ever heard of a 4X. Okay.
4X is Queensland.
And Northern Territory, very much.
Oh, okay.
Next.
Really?
Oh, this would be. I don't know how many people would know this. Beware the teeth of cats.
Yeah, especially my
Beware
black
the
one.
teeth of cats.
She can go from happy and purry to trying to take your skin off in a millisecond.
Now, I don't mind if you Google to try and work out what the number is. That doesn't worry me. Because the clues are pretty cryptic. So
Beware the
Okay.
teeth of cats.
Beware the Ides of March. What? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Beware the Jabberwock, my
wedding
son.
anniversary. There we go. Google that.
I didn't get that bloody
Oh,
far.
wedding anniversary. I've been past that one.
I got nowhere near that one, I'm afraid, but never mind. There you go. Shit happens.
There we go. Did you work it out yet? Anyone? I think
Nah.
any correct answers out in the
I don't even think anyone out in the
Yeah,
go.
Matt. Yeah, Matt. That's
Nobody's got it.
correct.
What was that? I'm correct, am I? Am I correct? Did you say? Didn't hear what you said.
Yes, I said you are. You are correct.
Okay.
I'm going to give a big clue. Okay, it's called 4x in the Northern Territory. If you have 4x and you take 1x away, what do you get?
3 X's.
And that's,
Yeah, but not 30.
Yeah. 3x is 30.
Oops. See what you mean. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah. Penny's dropped.
No, 3x is 30. Penny just dropped. Yeah, there we go. I think we're all a bit sleepy tonight. That's your quiz. Timbo's twisted torture test.
Yeah, that was definitely twisted, and it was definitely
I'm still
torture.
waiting for the answer for the question 10.
30.
Just heard it.
Yeah, Matt just said it.
Yeah, I said it out loud. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Back to the Future. Marty McFly went back 30 years.
Yep.
3, 4, and 5 makes up a right angle triangle. So there's a 90 degree, a 60 degree, and a 30 degree. So one of them is twice, so 30, so twice, yep, and triple is 90.
Yeah.
As I already explained, the one that's here in Northern Territory, and yes, there are 30 teeth in a cat's mouth. And obviously,
was
the
there?
wedding anniversary is the 30th.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't get anywhere near that. I nearly got to the 10th.
How about that one? Would that have given it away? How many tracks on the White Album?
No, I'm not a Beatles man.
There you go. Okay.
I know who did the White Album, but I couldn't tell you how many tracks are on it.
Thanks, T-Bone.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. That was a
the
bastard.
the title of
Yeah.
what you give these quizzes sure does live up to its name.
Yeah, don't change it. Keep doing it. You're still a bastard, but don't change it.
See, this is why I used to like playing Trivial Pursuits, because it was very simple. There's a question, there's an answer.
Yeah.
You know, none of us having to go, carry the forward. You know, and particularly when we kept playing with the same set for years, and it would be, who won the Spanish Grand Prix in 1982? And this was like in the late 90s. And you're like, oh, hang on a minute, that was yeah, nice, simple, straightforward. Oh bollocks! It's a question on sport, because nobody likes questions on sport.
He's got his thumbnail for it now too.
But you had a question and a answer. You know.
How many more T's could you get into that for another word? Timbo's
terrifyingly twisted torture.
Yeah, terrifyingly. Yeah.
Of terror, and I'll work on that. There's another one.
I'll see if the Peanuts can come up with another T word that can fit into there for you. Well, while I'm grabbing just a couple of videos. How'd you go with your test stream the other day, Matt? I caught you.
I was just trying out that Streamlabs thing, and I didn't realise it was actually sending me live itself directly. Because I had no idea how it works, and it sort of popped out. Yeah, but it's
You're not the first person to do that.
yeah, no, I don't suppose I am. But no, I abandoned that idea.
Well, that's what
Like
happens
it.
when I go start streaming in OBS. I'll start streaming.
Yeah, because you don't need streaming software to use that. It does it for you. It's all built in, obviously.
It's built in, yeah.
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 It's simple to use.
So very
Yeah.
good, very good value for money too.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, the free, yeah. Well, it's free. The free version of it is, yeah. But if you want anything else, if you don't want the Streamlabs logo or whatever it is up there, you got to pay for it, and it's actually more expensive than most of the others.
Oh, this is Streamlabs. Yeah.
No, not Streamlabs. It's what do they call it? The Meets version of Streamlabs. What is it? Forgotten.
OBS. No, I meant OBS is good value because it's free and you don't get any crippleware on it.
Yeah, well, I think OBS is a bit fiddly. That's why I'm paying a bloody small fortune for VBEX, but I find that so easy to use. So easy. During production, you've got so many less things to do.
I just found it so straightforward. Particularly once you worked out how scenes and sources worked, you just set your scenes up. So
yeah, but OBS is quite easy to set up. Don't get me wrong. But when you're actually in production, when you're actually doing a live stream,
during
the actual production itself, VMEX is a lot simpler. You've got a lot less fiddling about and pressing buttons and all the rest of it. Yeah, and it's kind of visual as well, so you can just click on what scenes you want or which bit you want. You can just click on it and then click cut or fade or whatever it is, and you've gone. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
And then if you use shortcuts or Stream Deck, which I've just recently got, my sister paid for nicely. I've got a Stream Deck, so I could just press one button and I can do multiple things with one button. It's quite nice. Mind you, you can do that with OBS too, but you know. But vMix is very nice to use, I think.
I find OBS a bit funny because it the latest update is still not compatible with the NDI driver. And
no,
it's like everyone uses the NDI driver for stuff.
Yeah, well, vMix is kind of integrated sort of thing. Well, I mean, you still need to install NDI, but once you've got it installed, it's seamless and it's so much easier to set up as well with NDI.
Because that's the NDI is what I'm using to get the avatar over onto OBS. So.
Yeah, I guess as much. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was very disappointed with it's sort of like, isn't that what most people were using NDI drivers for? Particularly for the stream.
Yeah. The only thing is that still, even with audio, with the NDI, you still got to route it through a secondary, what do you call it, audio source. You still got to kind of route it through, which is still a bit fiddly and a pain in the arse with the audio. I mean, audio always is a bloody enigma to me. Yeah. But other than that, it's pretty easy to set up NDI and vMix.
Oh no, Carl Edwards has only got 45 minutes.
Oh no.
45 minutes and I will be without power.
Yeah.
Oh, why is that then, Carl?
He gets his power blackouts.
Blackouts over in
you know the sort of thing they're threatening us with over in the UK here.
Yeah. Well, it might not affect me though. Nah.
I seen your new Prime Minister stand on his pulpit and gave a speech.
Yeah, about a millionth Prime Minister in the last 10 years. Yeah, I wonder when the next one's going to come along.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Yeah. Next Tuesday at 3:30.
Is your name not on the rota?
Everyone can get a go each day.
Well, they just pull a name out of a hat.
Yeah, could be Radio National can say, "Oh, so and so, you can have today. What policies do you want to implement today?"
Well, at least Sunak knows not how to do it now, hasn't he? Learn from Truss, So
you're saying they learn from each other? I mean,
not always, but you would hope so.
Unfortunately, whilst we've still got the Tories in power, the most logical thing to happen will never happen.
What, general election?
Well, we need one of them, but we need to undo Brexit. It's quite clearly seriously dropped us in the shit. The whole Brexit thing was doomed to failure, and that's exactly what's happened. We need somebody to say, yeah, fair enough, we got it wrong. Let's go cap in hand back to, the European mob and say, yeah, can we come back, please?
Got a bit of news for you. Not going to happen, sadly.
I know it's not going to happen.
but you'd like it to, though.
But that's...
Ideally. Yeah, I know.
I mean, given everything that happened afterwards, yes, there still would be problems anyway, but most of it is of our own making because they lied to everybody and everybody went, oh, right, oh, okay, then we'll have all this money, will we? Right, we'll come out of Europe.
I'm surprised, nobody's got any money. Ah.
Yeah.
Where's this 50 million for the NHS then? On the bus.
Exactly.
50 million or something?
We really have, and this only springs to mind because I watched Seven again the other night. This really springs to mind. We have cut our noses off to spite our faces. I mean, it just...
Hey, it's me, Reynard Wilson.
Who?
Reynard Wilson.
Who's he?
Reynard Wilson.
I don't know. Just something I clicked on.
Hello. How you going, Terry? You ready for the next thing?
Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 so far, but we're not playing all of them.
Oh, bloody hell, yeah, Christ.
Well, the one I found is only like a minute and a bit.
The one you found? Yeah, I know. I've already done that one.
Yeah. What do you mean you've done it? Nobody's seen it yet.
We did the quiz instead.
No, you did what?
Played
you played it. When did you played what? What did you play?
You posted over in the thing.
Yeah, I know, but you haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I played that one.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
The one
We started
you
to,
posted
and then we did
in
the quiz.
Fair Suck.
Yeah, I know the one I posted is Fair Suck, yeah, but you haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I did. I played that.
No, you didn't.
You didn't, Terry. You started to, and then we did the quiz.
Yeah, you're about to, but then we did the quiz instead.
I was playing it.
Yeah, you might have done, but nobody else saw it. Yeah, he played it, yeah, to himself.
You're being technical. You're trying to get technical there, Matt.
Give him the order, give him the order, Matt. Give him the order.
The audio.
Yeah, well, I could have said to press audio. Can you press play, Terry?
It's just audio. It's just music. We're allowed to play the music.
You'd be right. It's NASA. It's public domain.
Okay.
Oh, it's a mushroom.
The upper stage of the rocket. The orientation position. Lost into entry to Earth.
Yeah, you can stop it now.
Well, it's finished.
Yeah, but it's they're launching it next week. It's basically, as you saw, it's an inflatable heat shield. The whole idea of it is that the bigger the heat shield you have, the sooner you're going to decelerate at the upper parts of the atmosphere. Instead of using, a heat shield that's the width or the diameter of your rocket or whatever it is you're landing. So it's going to make easier for things to go through, for instance, thinner atmospheres like Mars or something like that. So they're going to test that out next. Well, I know they're launching next week. I'm not sure when the actual test is going to be, but yeah. So the whole idea is that you've got a bigger surface area. So also you get less heating as well during re-entry, far less heating because it's decelerating sooner. Sorry.
So could you use it as the concept on a emergency evacuation vehicle or something?
Yeah, probably could do. Yeah, there's probably all kinds of different applications. Yeah, probably could.
Yeah. Because you could have something small and it can make itself bigger.
Yeah,
as emergency re-entry.
Yeah. Yeah, could do. Yeah. Yeah. So you don't need big, heavy heat shields and stuff like that. So this is inflatable. So yeah.
As first seen on the Alexei Leonov, as they aero braked into the Martian atmosphere.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In the film 2010.
That's right.
Big inflatable panels because they didn't have the fuel to slow them down, so they used the outer edge of Mars's atmosphere to slow them down with big inflatable bags.
Yeah.
What's next, Terry?
When the hell did that film come out? That's years old.
What, 2010?
Yeah, the film, not the year.
No, I know. Okay. Didn't it come around after? Yeah. What's next, Terry?
1985 it came out.
Yeah. So anyway, I had to go into conversation there. So yeah, they're launching that next week with a weather satellite, but that's boring. So I just thought that'd be an interesting thing to bring. I just thought an alternative to my video because I haven't done it yet. I haven't finished it. Still working on it.
Any significant launches coming up?
Well, you got Falcon Heavy, which hasn't been flown since 2019.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, is launching on the 31st. So you got that. That'd be pretty spectacular. Artemis 1. Now, there's a bit of a story with that. There's another storm front coming in, and it could be hitting Florida again around about the time of Artemis 1. No, I'm not. So they're keeping a close eye on that. No.
I think they might have to move the launch site somewhere with better weather.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's Florida for you, isn't it? This time of the year, So, NASA haven't actually said anything about it, but everybody's talking about it. It's kind of like, oh no way, there's a storm front coming in round about that time. So, at the moment it's still in its little house, well, big house, I should say, the VAB. So sitting in there. So God knows what's going to happen with that. So we're going to probably find out within the next week or so. It's a big shed, yeah, very big shed.
Launch them off another continent facing east. Maybe New Zealand would be better.
Yeah. So we'll find out probably within the next couple of weeks or so whether that's going to launch on time or not.
Well, then again, I don't know what New Zealand's weather's like, so I don't know about that one.
Yeah. So what was I kind of remember when Artemis 1's launch is? I mean, I'm live streaming it, so I should bloody know.
Wasn't it about the middle of November? I can't remember the date.
Yeah, I'll tell you in a second. The 11th. No, sorry, 13th. Sorry, beg your pardon.
Yeah.
13th. Yeah, so they think it's going to arrive somewhere about the 12th, 14th. That's
So the heavy's going up on Monday.
It is going up on the 31st on Monday.
Okay.
No, Tuesday. Monday. No, Monday. Yeah, Monday. Yeah.
I won't. Yeah, Monday's. No, I won't be home to watch it. Damn it.
Your daytime or nighttime?
Daytime? Nighttime? No, our daytime. It's middle of the day. It's about 1:45 or something like that. I think it's launching.
I might have to try and watch it on my phone when I'm on site. Then. Do you want to witness this? No, I'm busy. Sorry.
So if it's a Monday,
I must watch this rocket launch.
And what you're going to see is with the Falcon Heavy, you're going to see the two side boosters land at the same time.
Oh, that's just...
Yeah, that's spectacular. But the core stage, they're not actually going to land that. They're not recovering that one.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
What
it's
is
going
it
to land in the
fulfill-
Pacific somewhere.
It's going to fulfill its usage and just going to sink in the ocean.
I'm not 100% sure for the reasons of it, but I think it's probably just less effort because it's gonna splash down in the Pacific, and it's going into a geostationary orbit. So I suppose the trajectory and the velocity of it wasn't worth the effort of putting a barge out in the Pacific Ocean, I suppose, and trying to capture it. So
they're not launching from Florida then?
Yes, they are.
But they're launching the other way.
No, I suppose once it's done the orbit, I guess, because of the trajectory, I should imagine.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, because it's still going to be launching east, isn't it?
Because it's got to go relatively high orbit because it's a geostationary orbit. So
yeah, that's true. Well, if we still get that Thunderbirds for real moment when the two boosters land next to each other, I mean, when they did that first time, when he put his sports car up into orbit, up into space, I mean, that was a hell of a moment.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to seeing that fly. So yeah, actually, there's going to be 3 more launches of Falcon Heavy in next year as well, which it'll be good.
Yeah, because they did that test. They did one more launch, and then that was it. It's like, oh, all right then.
Yeah, there were words. They were talking about scrapping it because they were hoping to have Starship up and running by now anyway.
Yes, of course.
So they were thinking, yeah. I mean, they probably will get rid of it because there's no point. You don't need a heavy lift vehicle if you've got Starship because that can do all that for you.
That's right. But they've got to get Starship working first, haven't they?
Yeah. So then the United States the United States Space Force came to them and said, "Look, we need these launching." So that's why they got 3 contracts with them. That's what this next launch is. It's a secret. Secret satellite.
So what are they putting up in the Falcon Heavy?
It's a secret. I told you.
Secret satellite.
Yeah, secret satellite.
You can tell me.
I could tell you, but then I have to kill you and then eat you straight afterwards. Or the CIO would be after you or me anyway. Anyway, Terry.
Just play.
Press play.
Yes, Matt.
I don't claim myself to be a flat earther, but I can tell you as a knowing, we do not live on a spinning globe.
What kind of pathetic no, you're not a flat earther, but we're not living on a spinning
globe. Oh, thanks.
You make me sick, you fucking baby. And one of the proofs is how far we can see with our eyes.
That sounds good.
I can see all the way to Polaris.
On average, humans can see around 3.1 miles.
What? Where did you get that figure from?
So if I was to say to you a human could see 10 miles, you'd think that's impossible, right?
No.
What are you, stupid?
What about 100 miles with their own naked eye? Impossible.
Easy peasy.
What about 1,000 miles?
Yep, easy peasy.
What about 1,000,000 miles?
Depends what you're looking at.
What are you waiting
Depends what you're looking at.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Something amazing, I guess.
How far away is Mars? We can see it from here.
Me too, kid.
Well, you're told that the sun...
more than 1,000 miles.
That amazing soul in the sky...
I don't like you!
...is 93 million miles away. If we can only see for 3 miles, how could we see that at 93 million miles away?
Oh, God.
Who said we can only see 3? Nobody said we can only see 3 miles. Nobody said that.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
And if you can see it at 93 million miles away, how is there a strip in the ocean just there?
You're very,
oh, God. Stupid. Did he just say that? Really?
93 million miles away. Do you really believe you could see that with your eyes?
Allegedly. But also, really.
Yeah. And if your answer is yes, which is stupid, then how big's the sun? Search it on Google. 432 million miles wide.
I'm sorry, dear, you have the wrong number.
Hey?
First of all, do you really believe that you could see 93 million miles away? Do you really think there'd just be a little spot on the ocean just like that? Do you really think that that's 432 million miles long?
Yes.
Yes.
He's an asshole.
If you still think that is correct, what device have they used to measure that distance? Please show me that one first. Now they made that measurement.
long time.
A radar?
It's all a load of nonsense, but that's what you believe in. So you laugh at me for saying flat Earth when I don't actually say that.
Yes.
I smell like a pile of bullshit.
So what shape is it in, numbnuts?
But yet you believe that that's 93 million miles away. You believe that you live on a spinning globe at 1,000 miles an hour whilst travelling around the sun at 66.6 thousand miles an hour, whilst our galaxy is shooting through space at 500,000 miles an hour. Not possible. Impossible.
It is.
Yes.
That was the biggest I'm ticking the bingo card so far.
And you believe in that, and you laugh at me. Come on, guys, use your senses, your five senses, the human experience. My eyes see that that's close. My eyes see that sun spot in the ocean has to be close.
An evolutionary step in the wrong direction.
No.
How big is it?
It's nonsense. Come on, use your logic, people. Let go of what you think's right, because we've been conditioned into a massive lie our whole life. The education system. They teach our kids, they brainwash our kids into this fake narrative. And this is our foundations.
Darling, please see a psychiatrist. He's quite a guy, and I admire how he acts.
Where we're born and what we're supposed to be here for has been taken away from us. And then with our senses, we then doubt them, because we're told that that sun that we see rise up in the sky, go across the sky and then set, it's not actually moving.
No one is saying you're a sick neurotic.
No, you're right, it's not.
But you could find some help. Hear me out, please.
We're told that we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour whilst that's still.
Because of the sun.
Again, trust your senses, not the government.
Please see a psychiatrist.
The government? What's the British government got to do with it?
Psychiatrist. I'll pay the bill until you're old.
But he's not a flat earther.
No, he's not a flat earther, no. That was the disclaimer.
It's a religious flu.
He's just the same as a certain person whose name I won't mention.
No,
he's not a flat earther.
No, that's right.
But he doesn't know what the shape is. There's no detectable movement. The sun just goes away. But he's not a flat earther. Yeah.
No, he's not a flat earther.
Yeah.
Except he is, because he's actually said he is on a number of occasions before. He just changed his mind that he's not a flat earther.
But he's got proof it's not flat.
He decided one day that he's not a flat earther.
I know. It's about 2019.
Yeah.
I just still get irritated. I don't know any atheists that say, I don't believe in God because I found out the sun was so far away, or the earth was curved, or
no, that's not why I'm an atheist.
People believing in God.
that's not why I'm an atheist at all.
No, all the atheists have completely different reasons, and it's like you've just been fed crap.
Yep. And they swallowed it happily.
Bye, Carl.
That's what she said.
Bye, Carl.
Hey, Carl. Is it?
Bye, Carl.
Bye, Carl.
Sorry to see you go, but
Haven't you got a generator, Carl? That'll get your power going.
push back with an alternator.
It's got images of Red Dwarf and the cat trying to use his hairdryer.
Yeah, that'll get you enough juice to get to.
Oh, my car alarm's going off.
What's it called?
Somebody's trying to steal his car.
Go and get him. Go and get him, farmers.
Yeah.
Go and get him.
Terry?
Did he forget to take his headset off?
Probably. Terry?
Of course he did.
Terry?
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah. Do you want to hit the space bar or press play?
I can't.
Why?
Now I can.
Why?
I can now.
Go on then.
Okay. What about Space Matt? Not Space Matt. Farmer.
What? Look,
no,
Farmer's sitting here.
Sick and tired of everybody thinking that I'm Farmer's boy. What? Stop doing it. I'm not.
Oh, sorry, Dross.
I don't even sound like him.
Look, Stingray, will you knock it off?
Okay. There's a whole group of you.
Yes,
yeah.
I am indeed all of these people.
I've never been told I sound like Stingray though, ever.
No, that's me.
Apparently farmers sounds like stingray. Stingray sounds like farmers. I sound like farmers. A farmer sounds like me.
I'm just about all of us in the UK.
Yeah.
Particularly if you're American.
You'll have to get a different accent, Matt.
What, like what? Irish.
Yeah.
See, start saying 33 and a turd.
Yes, exactly.
And tree.
Yeah.
333 and a turd.
Yeah.
33 in Sky Miles.
Sky Miles.
Gmails.
Right, boy.
Can you say it in Irish accent to press play, Matt?
Terry, could you be pressing the play there, Terry? Could you be doing that, could you?
I like that.
Yeah, I'll play that.
Burj Khalifa.
Oh, he's been on holiday, hasn't he?
Yeah.
This is the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world at 829.8 metres. It's so tall that the air temperature outside at the top is approximately 6 degrees cooler than at ground level. There are 26,000 glass panels covering 174,000 square metres. The aluminium used in the construction is equivalent to 5 Airbus A380s. It used 330,000 cubic metres of concrete. Steel rebar used for the tower is 31,400 metric tonnes, and laid end to end, this would extend over a quarter of the way around the world. With 110,000 tonnes of concrete in the base and 192 1.5 metre diameter piles, they were driven down over 50 metres into the ground. The building weighs approximately 450,000 tonnes, and the construction took 22 million man-hours. Let's do this thing. Now the Burj is open to visitors. You can visit floors 124 and 125 for about £50. However, you can instead pay around £95 and go to a place called At the Top, which is floor 148, which also gives you access to floors 124 and 125. Of course, you can buy VIP tickets and go to the lounge on floors 152, 153 and 154, but that's £195 a ticket. Yeah, let's do that. There is, of course, airport level security, which is hardly a surprise at all, really. But it's not long before you're up at the lounge, 585 metres high. The highest lounge in the world, 585.36 metres on the 154th floor. And what a sight awaits you. Now, I visited the Grand Canyon and I was absolutely gobsmacked, but the Burj is another wonder of the world. All of Dubai laid out before you in stunning, stunning glory. Just wow.
That's not very high.
We spent quite some time looking at this amazing view all around the building. Now, these tickets were very expensive, but I'll be honest, having visited the lower floors as well, I think it actually is worth paying the extra £100 to go up those extra floors. It made quite a difference. Plus, of course, you get a lot more relaxation. There's less people there and a chance for a nice cup of cappuccino before conducting science experiments, of course. We spent quite a bit of time up there, enjoying a nice drink, having the most gorgeous little sandwiches. And then it was time to make our way down a couple floors to the outside observation deck, which is something, I'll be honest, I was very nervous about, as I am rather scared of heights. This would be quite a test for me.
Heights don't kill you.
No. The sudden impact of the ground.
Yeah, it's the sudden deceleration at the bottom.
See how tentative he walked over to the rail?
Yeah.
For your safety, please do not what? Something directly over the...
Do not sit or lean on the glass.
So I can try and measure horizon drop. Unfortunately, the horizon is much too misty or dusty, and you can't see an exact horizon. This was the second flat earth test that were washed out. The first one had been trying to film the Earth's shadow climbing up the Burj Khalifa. That had also failed due to the level of dust in the air, preventing a nice, clean-edged shadow. Never mind, I had a third experiment, but we're going to have to go back to the beginning to do that one.
Was a bit clear in the sky.
So before we go up, we're going to have a look at my barometer and set it. So we've got 1012.5 hectopascals at ground level. It's going to be interesting to see what it's like when we're at the top of the Burj.
1012.
Is that right?
Yeah. Now, remember that previous video where the guy said you could only see 3 miles?
Yeah.
I think
How far do you think
3
you
miles
can
from
see
up there.
from?
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh,
more.
Keep
look,
going,
surprise, surprise, it's going down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was going down, but he's going up.
Yeah.
Because the temperature's getting less. Haven't you been listening? Isn't temperature related? Isn't that how air pressure works?
No, just
No.
Just no, yeah.
Who said that? Someone said that the other day.
It's just music playing. I needed to convert that to PSI or whatever.
The fact that it's just changing is enough.
Yeah.
Are you saying we got a pressure gradient?
Oh, yes.
It was Chismondo. I wrote it down on a brand beaver.
Pressure grade, don't be silly. What are you talking about? It's temperature change, you said.
Yeah.
So here we are on floor 154 of the Burj Khalifa, 585.36 metres. Absolutely astonishing. The air pressure has dropped by 64 hectopascals down to 948.5 with no container between atmospheric pressure down there
64 to be
and up
precise.
here.
If it's inside a building, is that a container?
No, because it's not pressurised.
I bet it is slightly.
It may be, but not by an awful lot.
It will be slightly.
The vent system will keep it under positive pressure, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have designed it that way.
Jared
I just did a little Google.
Jared Newsom said he took a barometer for a ride on a cable car.
Yeah, so
That's
Terry, to answer your question, the 1012 hectopascals is 14.6 psi. Yeah, about right. Sea level. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. More or less one atmosphere.
Yeah, more or less.
Just to confirm what I said before, that based on that photo we took and where I could see in the background, you could see at least 12 miles from the top of the Burj Khalifa. Probably further.
That's more than 3.
So it's more
Yeah,
than
but
3.
we can only see
What
so
I'm saying,
far.
And
So he's dropped down about 1 psi, give or take. A little bit less than 1 psi.
But your ears wouldn't have popped going up the elevator because it would have been going too slow, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Might feel a bit, maybe. Not much. Depends how
We're going
sensitive you are, I
fishing,
guess.
Terry. We're going fishing, Terry.
I got no idea. All I can see is underwater.
I better push play then. Let's see what's going on.
Every time I go up the mountain here next to me, If we drive up Bulleye Pass here, which is a little bit steepish, my ears will pop by the time I get near the top from the air pressure difference. I always noticed that from when I was a kid. I didn't understand it though until I was an adult, but I always noticed it when I was a kid.
Yeah, I'm pretty sensitive to pressure changes.
You've got
So,
nothing
yeah, I
high
probably would.
over there to go up.
Well, I've been in an airplane, you know.
Oh, have you?
We do have some mountains here, you know, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The mountains are
speed
taller
bumps?
than ours.
What speed bumps you get vertigo?
I didn't say anything about vertigo. I just said my ears I could feel it in my ears.
Yeah.
And if you're walking up a mountain, of course, you're not going to notice it because
you're going up slow.
Slowly.
Yeah. That's why I said when I go up the mountain here, I'm going up pretty quick because it's fairly steep and your ears pop pretty quick.
Okay. Let's push play. See if we're fishing.
What do you want me to do? You commanding?
Oh, see if we're fishing. Push play.
Okay.
I'm asking you very politely to push play.
Okay. I will. Now?
Yes, down to me.
Now.
Please. No. Before. G'day, it's Timbo Turtle time. Today it's time for Why Did Captain Cook Burn the Flat Earth?
I'm going to have to turn you up, Timbo. I can't hear. I mean, the music's loud, but you're soft.
This is James Cook. While he was a lieutenant, the Royal Navy and the Royal Society combined to send him off in the HMS Endeavour in 1768 to try and find Terra Australis Incognita, or what was known as the Undiscovered Southern Land. He also had a secret mission along the way to see the transit of Venus, but that's another story. Having successfully found the east coast of Australia, this brought him some fame, and they made him a captain. The British government, with advice from the Royal Society, commissioned James Cook, now captain, to circumnavigate the globe by going as far south as possible, and while he's down there, to see if he can find any other great southern lands. Knowing that this was not going to be a small endeavour, they gave him 2 ships, the Resolution and the Adventure. The second, the Adventure, was captained by Captain Tobias Furneaux. Now, some flat earthers would have you believe that he couldn't go south because of the ice wall, and he just followed the ice wall all the way around the world. Now, I mapped out on a flat earth map Cook's journey, and this is what they would have you believe. After leaving England, they made their way down to the Cape of Good Hope. Then, for some inexplicable reason, rather than going south, they head east. They don't veer up to sort of map the southern part of Australia, which they knew was there. They supposedly can't make it any further south because of the Great Wall, which he does talk about encountering huge ice fields, which prevents him from getting as far south as he would like. The ice and weather become so bad, he heads to New Zealand. On this flat earth map, that leg would be a whole 48,681 kilometres, give or take a bit. He then spends a bit of time, about a year, mucking around in South Pacific, which I'll explain shortly, before he heads off towards Cape Horn. He continues on from Cape Horn to get back to the Cape of Good Hope and consequently circumnavigates the world, and then heads home to England after being away for 3 years. So what really happened? Let's have a little look at that second leg of his journey. This is a chart published after they got home with the path accurately plotted upon it. You'll notice Antarctica wasn't on there because it wasn't mapped, but I've put it on there to give you a bit of reference. Now you can see from this they did head south until they couldn't go any further because of the ice. But at this point they have broken the record for travelling further south than anybody else. Conditions were harsh as they encountered little but ice, as you can see from these pictures drawn by the on-board artist William Hodges. The ice and weather's so bad they decide to head north. The two ships become separated, so they head for New Zealand, which is their agreed upon rendezvous point. Now on a globe, this would be about 13,600 kilometres. They then mucked about in the sunny South Pacific for about a year. They even took another stab and made it a little bit further south than they did before, but didn't encounter land. After which, they then head off from New Zealand to the bottom of South America at Cape Horn, and then on to the bottom of Africa at the Cape of Good Hope, officially circumnavigating the world. And then finally they went home. This was a 3-year journey, and there's a lot of things I have not mentioned. There are a few key points I'd like to draw to your attention. They did all their calculations assuming the world was a globe. If they were wrong, they would never have found New Zealand. He only mapped it on his first journey. If the Earth was flat, he would have been missing New Zealand by about 10,000 kilometres. And just to prove my point, the Adventure, having gotten separated, also made its way to New Zealand. And as you can see, the Resolution made pretty much a beeline straight to it. They knew where they were going. If they were using this map, as I said, they would be a long way out, because this leg of the journey is 3.5 times longer by going this way. And to make it that distance in the time it took to travel, they would have had to go 396 kilometres per day. And that would need to be constant for 123 days. In the ship's logs, they showed that their record speed was only 338 kilometres a day, and that was a once-off. The flat earthers often only look at the total journey time. And as I said, 1 year of that was mucking around in the South Pacific. So for them, the numbers just don't add up. People know they'll have an excuse. Maybe he turned on his engines, or he's an NASA shill. But for me, I can only marvel at what they're able to achieve, equivalent to landing on the moon almost, for their time. So well done, guys. And this is Tipo Toady saying, see you later.
Sums it up quite nicely.
It's sort of like refreshing back to the day when we did Captain Cooker.
Yep.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What kind of microphone do you have, Timbo? Is it a condenser microphone or is it like a dynamic or?
No, that was it's a disc one. I got a Yeti, Blue Yeti.
Oh, you got a Yeti. Yeah, it's condenser then probably.
Yeah, the sound could have been better, but I was trying to be quiet because I was doing it like at 1 o'clock at night.
Oh, I thought as much. Yeah, thought as much.
Early
Oh,
hours.
right, okay.
Early hours.
Yeah, that would explain you kind of like your low voice. Yeah, because with a condenser mic, you could probably afford to be a bit further away.
Oh yeah, I usually am, but
yeah,
I was doing it.
Yeah, but you had to speak.
No, but it doesn't. You could still probably keep your low voice, but just go a little bit further. And the reason why I could tell is because it was popping slightly when you get that sort of sound. Yeah. I could tell you're quite close, but with a condenser mic, you don't really need to be that close, even with a low voice. What you could do is to counteract that, you could just turn up the gain just ever so slightly as well. So then you can still speak quietly, but you don't get that popping noise.
Yes, so. I could actually record it and listen it back, and then re-record it too, which might also be good.
Mm.
Okay.
Anyway, Terry, we've got Anton next, have we?
Yeah, we've got October 2022. GR8 was so powerful it had effects on planet Earth.
Ooh, yeah,
I don't
sounds
know what
good.
that was about.
Find out.
Or we've got James Webb update, mind-blowing new image. Oh, we can always catch up on that one any time. Or if Earth was an exoplanet, would James Webb detect? No, I think we'll probably go for
that one.
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there was
So,
another one that I was going to get, but I don't know where it is. Might have been earlier on and I missed it. There we go. All set there. All ready to go.
You want to press pay then, Terry, please?
You didn't say it in the Irish accent, Matt.
Toad, you'd be sure to be pressing the play there, would you please? Pressing the play there.
Or to be sure.
To be sure. Pressing the play, you don't you? Is that better? Leprechauns and all that, you know.
Done. And today I wanted to start with this. What you're seeing right here are the observations from the Fermi telescope. These are gamma rays, coming from an extremely distant place, approximately 2.1 billion light years away from us, with these observations showing us what happened during a period of about 10 hours. This is the most powerful gamma ray burst we've ever detected. Okay, cool. Then there was this. These are the observations of the ionosphere from Europe, showing us something unusual happened at this particular time, something quite powerful, something that actually even affected the radio communication on the planet during this period of time because of these somewhat dramatic effects. You can read about this detection and the announcement from the bulletin message that was sent out on October 13th by a Canadian researcher. And, as you can probably guess, this was indeed caused by that particular gamma ray burst. This insanely powerful explosion, 2.1 billion light years away from us, that was most likely caused by some kind of a massive star collapsing and basically turning into a black hole, was powerful enough to then affect the ionosphere on the planet and even affect the radio communication that was detected by several different observatories and reported by several researchers. And so naturally, every single telescope that was able to observe this tuned in to see what they can actually discover. These were the observations from the Swift X-ray telescope approximately an hour after the initial glow. And the bright rings that you see right here are essentially the result of various scattered X-rays produced by various very difficult to observe dust layers, although in this case from our own galaxy interacting with the gamma rays as they move toward the Milky Way, through the Milky Way, and toward planet Earth. In the end, creating these beautiful concentric rings that you see right here. It also produced the optical afterglow observed by various amateur astronomers and essentially resembled a tiny star that lasted for just under 1 day. And that's because generally after gamma ray bursts occur, they go through various types of emissions, multi-frequency emissions, because of the interactions of fast-moving particles coming from the center of the collapsing black hole with massive layers of various gas that accumulated around the star over the period of possibly hundreds, thousands, or even millions of years. This simulation from NASA sort of helps us imagine what really happened here. As the star starts to collapse, and in this case it was probably a star approximately 30 solar masses or even more, it releases these two powerful jets moving in opposite directions, and they actually pierce through the star, producing the initial effects we observe. And this is of course where we see the gamma rays. Today we believe that most of these emissions usually come from collapsing stars, with a few of them very likely also coming from merging neutron stars, that in the past have also been detected to produce these gamma ray observations. And so when these two jets are positioned in just the right way, we see this extremely bright emission visible from pretty much anywhere in the universe, or almost anywhere. It really depends on the strength of the gamma ray, but most of the ones we've seen so far were pretty powerful. But these events are relatively rare, and it's even more rare to be in just the right location to basically see the jets or to have these jets pointed at you. Which means that we actually have never seen these events from our own galaxy, and the closest one we've seen so far was approximately 130 million light years away from us, detected back in 2014. But the majority are usually billions of light years away, and in this case this was approximately 2.1 billion light years away. But for a galaxy like the Milky Way, we believe these events are still pretty rare, possibly happening anywhere from once per 10,000 years to maybe once per 1 million years. And that's not necessarily pointed toward planet Earth either. As a matter of fact, if it was pointed away from us, we would unlikely to actually have seen it. But intriguingly enough, this particular gamma ray burst, originally detected on October 9th, is still visible even today when I'm making this video, and it's probably still going to be visible for at least a couple of weeks. And that's basically how powerful it was, meaning that it's still going to be producing quite a lot of other observations, including of course radio emissions, as all of this interacts with the gas around the star and produces all sorts of afterglow. Although the actual burst, the one that caused the ionosphere of the planet to change, only lasted for a few seconds, or actually more like a couple of minutes. This time graph right here shows us that the most dramatic effects were only approximately 5 to maybe 10 minutes long, with the ionosphere pretty quickly recovering afterwards. But the fact that it even had an effect on the planet, even though it happened 2.1 billion light years away from us, is already pretty mind-blowing, as you can see, with this image sort of illustrating the point. the photons coming from here were approximately 18 tera-electron-volts of energy, or 18 followed by 12 zeros, the most powerful ever detected, with these powerful events most likely only happening once every century or so. And since this is most likely also going to be producing infrared emissions at some point, it's very likely going to be observed by the James Webb Telescope as well, with the radio observatories following afterwards. And because this is such a powerful explosion and such a powerful emission, it's also believed to be responsible for the production of a lot of heavy elements, including things like gold, platinum, uranium, and so on. And so the scientists are hoping to find some of the signatures of these elements coming from these emissions later on. Although in this case, what makes this particular detection even more exciting is really the fact that it only took less than a day for a lot of different observatories to join in and to start observing it, collecting huge amounts of data already. Within just a few days, pretty much every major telescope was pointed at this, trying to see what else they can find, with many researchers now referring to this as BOAT, brightest of all time. It really seems to be the brightest and the most powerful GRB we've ever seen. And actually probably for one main reason. Even though it was quite powerful and produced quite a lot of energy, it was also relatively close compared to some of the other ones that could have been even more powerful, but were probably a little bit more distant. So in this case we basically just kind of got lucky. And because the data from this particular GRB is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, it's very likely we're going to be coming back and talking more about this in some of the future videos, so make sure to subscribe. But I guess the more important question here is, of course, okay, let's just say that this happened closer to us, maybe even in the Milky Way. Is this game over for us? Is the Earth basically kind of finished? Well, this is where things, at least for me, get a little bit more interesting. Because based on previous research and based on a lot of archaeological evidence, the scientists have determined that it might have happened before. There might have been several closer GRBs hitting planet Earth, possibly even as frequently as once every 5 million years, and at least one of them possibly was even much closer, affecting the planet quite dramatically. At least one mass extinction event that happened approximately 450 million years ago, the Late Ordovician mass extinction, also known as OS, have been suggested to have occurred because of the GRB within approximately 6,000 light years away from planet Earth. It could have been due to a collision between neutron stars or maybe a collapse of a massive star into a black hole. Although obviously other causes have been proposed as well. But that's 450 million years ago, suggesting that these are kind of rare. But what effects would those actually be? Well, modern research suggests that the actual immediate effects are not going to be as dramatic as we think. It's not really like a laser shooting at the planet, burning everything on the surface. Quite the opposite. Our planet, or specifically the atmosphere of the planet, is going to absorb most of the X-rays and the gamma rays almost completely. And so none of this is going to affect life at all. Nobody will even notice it. However, this will start affecting the atmospheric chemistry in the upper atmosphere, which will then start affecting life on the surface. It's believed that the biggest effect is most likely going to be on the ozone layer, very likely depleting the ozone layer by approximately 30%. And that effect will last for many years, reducing the overall protection from the UV light coming from the sun, and thus creating quite a lot of potential hazard for life on the planet. It will also very likely result in dramatic increases in different types of chemical smog, mostly from the chemistry from the nitrogen oxides, which might decrease the amount of light reaching the surface, the amount of photosynthesis on the planet, and thus affect the atmosphere even more, with other effects potentially including acid rain, which could increase around the planet and thus change the chemistry as well. And so all of these effects are generally kind of secondary, not really primary from the emissions themselves, but definitely not as dramatic as you might think from just seeing what these particular emissions are. In this case, the jet itself is not really going to be burning anything on the surface, only affecting the chemistry of the atmosphere. Unless obviously it happens really close to us, but that's extremely unlikely, because we would have to be in the vicinity of an extremely massive star, with the star then going supernova and thus producing these effects. Nothing like this exists in our vicinity. But because of the potential dangers from these gamma ray bursts, today the scientists believe that, well, technically speaking, planet Earth is actually in one of the safest locations in the galaxy. We are in a low-density region on the outskirts of the galaxy, and there are no really massive stars next to us, or no active regions where these stars exist. At the same time, our galaxy is not very active, so it doesn't really have the potential to produce these objects, with the majority of the galaxies out there, over 90% of them, being much more active than the Milky Way, and thus having more chances for gamma ray bursts hitting those planets. As a matter of fact, because most of the gamma ray bursts we've detected so far seem to have happened over 1 billion years ago, it does suggest that maybe these events were much more common back then, and in certain types of galaxies, once again suggesting that the Milky Way just made planet Earth a little bit luckier. Overall though, this particular event is definitely not something we should be worried about, because it's not going to happen in our lifetimes, or possibly not even in the lifetimes of our entire species. Nevertheless, an extremely interesting detection, a very interesting event, and will definitely teach us a little bit more about the universe as we start analyzing what actually happened here, what sort of materials this ended up producing, and what effects it's going to have afterwards, because it is the brightest of them all, the most powerful, and the easiest to see so far. But once we discover something else about this, or find out what happened here, we'll come back and talk more about this in some of the future videos. Subscribe, share this with someone who has learned about space and sciences, come back tomorrow to learn something else, maybe support this channel on Patreon by joining channel membership, or by buying the Wonderful Person t-shirt you can find in the description. Thank you for watching, stay wonderful, I'll see you tomorrow, and as always, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
So we don't have to worry about turning green and getting angry.
It would seem not. No, that's which is always good.
Yeah, because you wouldn't like it if I was angry.
Don't make me hungry.
Well, we must be pretty lucky to be where we are if we don't have to worry about things like that. All we got to worry about is a stray meteor or a meteor that we don't see.
Yeah.
Simon looks like he's about to sneeze.
Isn't I?
Oh, we'll finish off with Simon. Oh, you will not
Cool.
believe what this paranormal expert does.
Ah, yes. I've seen this one.
Do you want me to go solo? Pressing play.
Oh, what? What's the other what? Hey, hang on a minute. Oh dear. Yeah.
So
press
I
play,
was
please.
somewhat, I was somewhat occupied. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to
Press
go
play, please,
solo
sir.
pressing play without you.
Yeah, yeah.
I was going to do it behind your back.
That's all right. You can do anything you like behind my back. I don't hear. Terry, do you want to unmute? Yeah, and
Yeah,
press
yeah,
play,
but
please.
unmute, yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Now I'm ready.
Okay, you press play, please.
Yes. I'll do that for you, Farmer.
Who remembers Huff Paranormal and his weird speaking box thing?
Show me if you can.
Oh god, this is total loon tune. This guy.
Oh, I remember this.
Well, I have since discovered that he actually uses his special machine to make future predictions. And he even claims that one of his recent videos is an actual miracle.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy's bonkers.
Yeah, he is. I know. I remember that.
Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Right, back to today's video, which as I stated earlier is from Huff Paranormal. Apparently he has some unreal messages from the other side. Let's find out just how unreal they are.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy you clicked on this video because it truly is probably the most important, significant video I've ever created over all of these years.
The most important? Wow. Better than finding the house of a ghost? Must be good.
Yes, you will hear and see a true miracle happening in this video, and the messaging is absolutely chilling. It chilled me to the bones. So the video is self-explanatory. You will see this new technique. You will hear these messages. And remember, guys, love is the key, and I love you all. I'll have a few more words at the end.
New technique? So you've built a new voice box thing then?
All right, testing. All right, everyone, I am going to show you an amazing feat, a miracle, as I always say. I have been working on sounds going into my bridge box If you missed the video from a few days ago, I showed German language going into this box. What came out to answer me was English. I've talked about why that is and how spirits speak many times. I'm not going to rehash it. I want to show you guys something incredible right now.
Well, there we go.
So
Next
he's
time
made
you're
a
on holiday and you're
universal
trying to tell the
translator.
person behind the bar that you'd like 2 beers and a margarita, all you need is one of these spirit voice box things. Easy.
So I have my laptop here. Let me bring it up here where you guys can see and hear. I made a basic sound bank with no words at all. No reverse speech, no words. Listen to it. This is all it is, guys. So this is my voice, just making noises. The human voice is present. All right, we can go all the way down.
Okay, so your voice is the thing that's being used by the spirits, correct? Can they not just use their own voices then? Let's skip the rest of his explanation and get to the real miracle, shall we?
This is Steve. Can we connect today? Can you use my voice tone to form a word or connect? Now it might take some time to establish a connection.
The spirits are all off having dinner or something.
Are any of my guides here? So far I just hear the bank. Are any of my guides here with me? Can we connect with a guide today? Ace, Billy. Hear that? You guys hear that?
I do hear that, yes, but it didn't sound like anything that you said it did. Strange that.
I hear you trying to form a word. What is your message?
Sounds like an angry hippo, to be honest. Any famous dead hippos that we know of?
There's definitely words they're trying to come through, but I could not understand them. But that is showing right now they're trying.
And what is it that he keeps adjusting there at the back of the lamp
It just
thing?
shows that you're bonkers.
Yeah, what are you adjusting? Yeah, what's he adjusting there? Find me something.
Hello? What's your message?
My message is you're bonkers.
This is the voice
I
of the Mr.
love
Rob.
mud.
What is your message? I'm gonna have to
I'm gonna have to cheat a little bit here.
tweak this.
Yeah.
Translation.
It's not
I need
working.
to make sure that it produces sounds that mimic the human voice and not an angry hippo.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time understanding you. What is your message? What about the future of this world?
This is an odd one. Why would someone that is dead know anything about the future?
It's a weird question.
Do you have a message about
Well, that's it. That's me sold.
Dry
Someone's got rich
water.
by inventing dry water. Or our hippo is cheesed off because his mud hole has dried out.
Go ahead. You say guns? That is very death. Famine.
Guns, death and famine. All things that are here today, let alone the future. Inspirational stuff there, Steve.
Oh my god, guys. I am getting goosebumps. I am running this sound bank, guys. Ooh, holy cow. Let me unplug it and show you guys again. Oh. I'll play this part that was just playing. You will not hear any words or those whispers that were coming in. Spirit was using this sound. And did you notice, and I am just feeling, I am kind of freaking out right here because, I'm going to leave that there so you guys can hear, none of that's in there.
Yeah, none of it is in there, but how do we know that you haven't used something else in your box lava lamp thing to make the noises?
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly.
And when I asked about the future, I heard guns, death, famine.
I heard a bunch of stuff that's already here and that a hippo's mud hole had dried out.
And if you guys have been keeping up, there's been several recordings that were crystal clear with guides where they were talking about the year 2030, society collapse. This is getting very interesting, guys. I will show more. I'm going to tweak this sound bank to see if I can
trick the poor people that actually believe you can do this further, as I suspected. This is something that I despise about these sorts of people. They prey on those that believe this sort of stuff. Sickens me. Right, we are all done and dusted for another Tinfoil Tuesday. Let me know what you think of Huff's system and responses in the comments below. But for now, we are all done and dusted. Thank you so much for watching today. It truly is appreciated. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And of course, if you really enjoyed it, hit that like button as well and consider sharing the video too. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great week and I'll see you all on Friday, where apparently rockets don't work in space.
No,
see you then.
Rockets don't work in space. But they're there.
But they do.
Yeah, but they're in space, so how'd they get there?
Ooh, I've had an Amazon delivery.
Pixie dust.
Oh, pixie dust.
Yeah, you
Good
know
old-
that.
Good old pixie dust.
Yeah. And fairy farts as well. That's the fuel. Fairy farts and pixie dust.
I think we've had enough tonight.
I haven't.
Oh, do you want more?
Yeah. Go on for a few more hours. Paul will love it.
Oh, I'll just invite Rumpus in for you to talk
Oh
to.
no, I'm off then. See ya. Farmers is off too.
You two can talk about cosmological redshift.
Utter. No, thank you.
Has Rumpus shown his face lately? Or not since the last time?
He was in blues the other night.
Oh, okay.
Not yesterday, but the
Not
one
last
prior
night.
to that.
Thank God he wasn't on last night. Yeah, the glad he wasn't on last night.
Oh,
Be in the
last
Rumpus
time we
show
were
again.
talking about when it was the Rumpus show.
Yeah,
It's always the Rumpus show. As soon as he arrives, it's the Rumpus show. Wherever he goes. Shut the guy up.
Yes, I did listen to the second half of that show, Blue, and witnessed Rumpus getting his knickers in a knot over redshift. That was funny.
Was he getting a bit uptight again, was he?
Oh, he couldn't resolve his problem. He didn't know where the energy went.
Yeah, you got a little confused. Hey, that's okay. I stay confused.
Yeah. When it comes to general relativity, energy conservation isn't quite so much a thing as you think it is. In an expanding universe, energy isn't necessarily conserved.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Yeah.
It's not symmetrical.
That's correct. You see, energy conservation arises out of symmetry in time. Momentum conservation arises out of symmetry in translational position, and angular momentum conservation arises out of symmetry in rotational position.
Right, I've got to head off now, guys. So I'll catch you or Saturday. If I don't see you all before then.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're finished
See
here
you later.
anyway, Matt, so see you, mate.
See you later, mate.
Take it easy. See ya. Bye.
Bye. Oh, thanks, Timbo. Thanks, Farmer. Thanks, Prosper, Renee, Blonde Lot. I think I said it half right.
You say it so carefully, Terry.
I don't-
It doesn't just naturally roll off the tongue, right?
Yeah, right. Thanks, Blue. Who'd we have out there? Oh, there was Terse out there. Ball, Zebulon. Who else? Oh, I can't scroll off. I've got to do that. Who else did we have? Room Fondle. I have to scroll up. Journalism. Flow Rider, Nerd Alert, Carl. Edwards. I have to go up further. Scrolling. Nerd Alert. Come on, where's everyone? Matthew James. Judy Bassett. $9 Hero. I gotta go back up. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I think I'm gonna miss out on half the people. They're probably up further and I can't go that far. Oh, don't forget Carl. I'll say him twice. No, I can't go any further, so I've missed out on the rest of the people that were here earlier. You know who you are. It was Dave Cannabis. Who else was up there earlier? Was Clive there today? Or Dora? Or... I can't think of anyone else. You know who you are, you'll just pretend I said your name. Okay then.
Say my name.
Yeah.
Say my name.
Alright, good night, panel. Night, Peanuts. I've got to let Paul go to bed because he needs his beauty sleep. So we'll see him next week.
I do.
Yeah, good night, Peanuts.
Good night, everyone.
No words of wisdom?
Let it be.
That'd make a good song lyric.
It would,
Yeah. Is it